Alrighty. What is up? MarketSquare Gaming back here again. We have leftover items that were not claimed. They didn't want them. So we gave them some days to get back to me, and they did not. So I will be joined by KingSlayer here eventually. Oh, welcome. All the familiar faces, love you guys so much for tuning in, as always. So, in regards to the Halloween giveaway winners not receiving their items, I was contacted today about that. I submitted all that information, on Sunday, I want to say. Sunday or, Monday. But once I do that, it's kind of out of my hands. Normally, I will be contacted by someone who's won, and, we got our items. So after the stream today, I'm going to be recontacting the dev. It's possible that it got lost in the shuffle of the event ending and the new updates, whatnot. But I will be checking in with that after the stream, and hopefully we'll get an answer, because it has never taken this long. So, yeah, hopefully we will, Petty.
How you doing, man?
Oh, there's KingSlayer. What is going on, brother? How are you doing?
Doing good. I kind of forgot I still had push to talk on from the other stream, but we're doing great. How about you?
Not bad. I just, I was just, telling them that I need to remind, I think, the main man Cliff there about the winners list, because I don't know what's going on with that one. But again, like I said, there was the event ending. I imagine there comes a lot with that, as well as there was a new update. Cliff is always having his hands full. So yeah, I will see what is up with that, and I will be sure to. I still have the list of everyone. I will go through the long list. I also know that it may seem more of a mountain than it usually does. Because, normally we've got, like 5 to 7 winners that I submit. And over that weekend, we had 50. So there was a lot of people, a lot of items to be moving around and everything. Jay Meyer, I'm glad you're in here. You never got back to, you're one of the people that your item technically is still good to go. I'm happy to send it to you, but you got to reply to me on the Discord. What do we got? Kiwi. Yeah, Cliff has a lot to do, Ortho. He does. That's just a massive understatement, particularly with, I assume now, I don't know, King, you think, right? Like, I assume now what's in his mind is preparing for the Christmas event.
I'm sure that's probably not what's on his mind. Either it's one of two options. Yeah, he's either, trying to work early and, get Christmas together, or the more likely option is that he's working on a big update that's going to be dropped within, between now and Christmas, around Christmas, at the same time, or likely right after, around that January 1st of February time. I would think that would be opening the arena potentially, bosses, houses, co-op, any of those 4. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if all 4, even though that is a lot of, things to roll out and be watching over. If you just kind of look at how he did the last update and then, working on Halloween last second, either he's preparing, to be early so that doesn't happen again, or he's really just trying to pump out the content that he's been hyping up.
Yeah, I think that I'm really hoping that there's going to be one of those It'd be awesome if we got all of those like right away.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping to get any of those. In all honesty.
It's really hard because we've had confirmation that he's been working on PvP for over a year. He's had bosses almost ready before the Easter event. I've heard it was so close to being done, but just not released. And you got him in chat after Halloween saying he can't wait to show us how to decorate our mansions.
Yeah.
And we've got the PvP thing in the back corner. It's just like everything's coming together. It really just does take time, but I feel like we're close. I can't wait either.
I'm super pumped about having the houses. Petty is saying hands down it's player housing. He hears talk.
I definitely think so as well, but as you know, I've been nonstop trying to prepare.
Oh yeah, I mean, as always.
Yeah.
What has been going on with these items on the ground in the...
I don't think that. I just ignore it.
I mean, I always
real.
do. I know they're not real, but it's just like I was like laughing.
Yeah.
So like the other day ran across a mythic that was just sitting on the ground. Like, what? What are you doing here? I wish.
Yeah, I had a Pride of the Black Ingress on the ground while I was in the market, and I was like, that's just not cool.
That's just a tease for you.
Yeah, that's messed up. But, if you think about it, though, it's like if people are holding it in their wallets, like you can't just take that away from somebody. And then on top of it, the only other, place it would come from is the pool. So if we saw the pool going down because there's stuff spawning on the ground, I think it would be addressed just quite a bit faster, possibly.
Oh, yeah, right? It's something like that. I was cracking up. I was like, these can't be real because it's like, what goes on with the wallet information? But I was definitely laughing.
Value of every item
right?
in the game.
Literally everything.
Yeah, it would be a lot worse.
Thank you, Jay Meyer. I am grabbing that right now. And I will add you just as today's winner for that item. Yeah, we had a couple holdouts. But so that means that we have 2 7-day power pendants for either new players or old players. It's whatever you guys actually want. The last time we asked that, they said new players. And then we also have a couple items, not like high tier items, uncommons, but we got a couple longbows. There's a bunch of new players. There are a bunch of people that are just now getting past skill 10, and so you're definitely not going to want to miss out on a longbow, because that's pretty much the only. Yeah, is anyone actually using by choice short bows at this point? Like with the current update, have you run into anyone who says that that's what they use by choice, King?
Not really. I mean, I see some people run with Calamity of Crows, but with that being the only option in the legendary tier, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've had my eye on, I'm just gonna spoil it before I even try it. When I was running with both masks in Melith Forest, the Decay and Fire mask to be precise, I was really just focused on that. You can run past everything except for Rangers. Obviously they do pretty instant damage. So if you're running with that, I was kind of thinking of picking up an epic tier short bow just specifically for the Rangers and trying a low HP burn decay build with short bow for that reason. Because I don't need anything else, to be shot other than the Rangers.
Yeah. That end, if you
but again, that's a very specific use, you know what I mean? So it's not meta changing.
Yeah, because I mean you're just trying something new, which
I can't see it being bad though, especially with running around with Scar Carver still, decay on everything, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the Scar Carver. What an awesome.
I was seeing I was hanging out in Don BJ's Twitch yesterday after I raided him at the end of the stream, and he did a Melith run, and he took Valkyrie in there, which is just one of the epic tier swords with no effect. And it just, does the same damage as Scar Carver minus the 10% damage. But it was, like, really, really reducing the damage. He was not able to left-click the same things I was. He wasn't right-clicking and killing the same things that I was. Like, the 10% makes a massive difference. And a small fix for that, if you can handle it, is the Ring of the Wretched. I don't know why I put a W there. Ring of the Wretched. Yeah, it's an epic tier virtual item, and you can put it on. It will give you plus 10% melee offense and minus 10% melee defense. So you are going to take more melee damage, but just, don't.
Oh, yeah.
And you're good. And so, yeah, that's a simple fix.
Because there's essentially there's no direct dodge essentially, but you can learn the more that you play a dungeon and the more that you encounter certain enemies, you'll be able to learn the character actions for when they are going to attack and can actually learn to dodge everything. Which
Slitten says, I like short bows much better. Which short bow do you prefer, Slitten?
Yeah,
over
I would
the
really
Void Ripper?
I would really like to hear that one. We are going to start our first little raffle. It is going to be for the uncommon longbow. Let's get it going. It has begun. But yeah, what is he using? That's interesting. I haven't run into many people that with the current state of the game and the current state of weapons in the game that are
there's just also not. I think it's also really unfair because there's just not a lot of longbows that have, short bows that have like effects. Calamity. There's no legendary tier short bow with effect. There's only one choice, and they've been like, oh, it's good enough, and just left it how it is. So I would like to see maybe an epic tier, short bow with an effect, legendary tier, same thing. Even if it's not Calamity of Crows, even if it's a new short bow or something like that. Not that it really matters.
Yeah, no, I definitely am hoping for a few more items to be added to the item pool, particularly for the uncommon.
Yeah, shields for one hands and short bows getting effects. I think that's just fair.
I'm real pumped because it's all speculation, but
yeah,
I'm real pumped if the prospect of shields.
Dude, could you imagine mythical tier short bow with 10% attack speed as well? like the pride, but a little
a little like
fire cannon. Call it the rapid fire cannon.
Literally, let's call it the Gatling gun.
Yeah,
it's just. Oh, what do we got? Simon says he uses short bows against tigers, easier to kite. Yeah, I mean, like the kiting will be exponentially easier actually with the short bow because the fire rate in animation isn't nearly as drawn out as a longbow.
He said, just have the Sky Spire bow for a rim, not using the low angle mode, so short is just better to clear rim. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially Scar Carvers, so strong to clean up the other melees.
Then if you're not using the low angle too, there's no huge advantage.
Don said, I don't think I've even tried a short bow since they've came out. Exactly.
Don, my man.
I really like Blood Extinction. It's just like super fast paced and all that, but the mana you spend, to get the same damage and the damage it does to your wrist versus longbows, it's like it might as well just take a chill.
I mean, you pretty much can almost like one or two shot everything with the longbow.
Yeah.
Which is why I run that one, and then the Criminal's Katana. And then obviously the full barrage of weak rings of vitality and rejuvenation, and then feeble.
Yeah.
I definitely want some more uncommon relics.
Yeah. That'll happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm not worried.
I know that you wouldn't even need them at this point, right? There'd be no real reason other than to test them out. You got them.
I'm 10 fishing, 19 mining, so like at some point
you would need.
At some point, I will wrap back. But I'm very focused on woodcutting and scavenging for a reason.
Yeah, I think woodcutting is going to be really crucial for the housing.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the point of view of people being well-rounded off, like what Anna's doing, and, trying to have everything up. You're going to be able to participate in all new content. For me, in the time that I joined, though, I would like to be, 50, 60, 70 woodcutting, when potentially new content like that comes out, rather than being 40 all and level 50, 60, 70 content comes out. I would rather be able to participate in the highest level content of something and work on my other one, when is needed, rather than being 40 all and just not prepared.
Oh yeah, I mean, particularly too after having a taste of your tiers of stuff during the Halloween event. I miss my I miss my epic relics so bad.
Yeah.
And my legendary relics so
the
much.
gradiums and photonic.
Dude, it's just so different. I mean, it's nice not I don't really worry about my health dropping too low. I've got all these just passive regens essentially going on, which is kind of nice. But when the situation arises, you have no fallback other than your potions, which I try to avoid doing because I don't want to spend the empty income on it. That's one of the biggest advantages, and I feel like Milestones is starting to get relics that offset your food costs or food production needs. So when I first started,
building the gold lead.
Yeah. I've been trying to
when people ask me if the rings are good, I go yes, because it's not just regenning a certain amount, it's saving you literal supply. So if you're looking at what 1,050 health or energy would cost you to bring into the dungeon, it's looking like those rings are all four together saving you like 250 gold every single dungeon. And so it just adds up over time. If you can survive and not die with those, you can really build like a significant gold lead. But they do cost for the feeble ones like upwards of 30,000 gold plus.
Yes.
And you're really gonna have to get a lot of runs out of those, like 1 to 200, to get the full cost out of it. But once you're over that threshold and you start having full profit from then on, it's really nice.
We do have a good question here. Simon asked, any tips on running wood maps faster? Fastest I can do is 13 to 14 minutes, though constant pace is around 15.
Yeah. No, all I would say is you're doing everything right if you're hitting those numbers.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
Yeah, those are good numbers, and unfortunately, some of the jungle maps just take that much longer. Okier Jungle and Trail Woods, the main difference you're going to have is depressing weather and the ability to have blockchains of the legendary tier. So I think it's definitely worth going for the one that's more rewarding. If you go to Trail Woods, like over Okier Jungle, like I personally got a Black Death legendary drop from choosing Trail Woods on my grind of getting scavenging up to 20. So I do think it's worth, picking the best tier that you're geared for and you're capable of playing efficiently and using, the least amount of supplies possible. But the gold in Trail Woods is amazing with Skulk Hides and Vampides, and all the other loot as well.
For, like if all the items that are available and drop off, honestly, like pretty often. And you can just recoup and start banking money. By selling them in the Emporium. One of the things that I did notice too, though, before the big, when you were bringing up the rings, before the big update that pushed towards skills, like, can you imagine being able to go back and just buy like 50 of the rings, if you remember, like the first week? When they were no longer available.
Is dangerous.
Oh, really? I mean, the shoulda, woulda, coulda game is like always
never good.
A
it's
nightmare in crypto, particularly.
Yep.
This brings me on to something that I was glad to have you on today. That actually, they are not. Have you on today? Petty just brought up, by the way, be sure to tune in to Petty Fogger TV on Twitch tonight. He's going to be running a raffle. I'm super hyped about that because I'll be able to actually enter a raffle for the first time. But the whole supporting and everyone's brands and stuff in our community, like one of the exciting things that I was excited to have you back on for was you've just expanded your brand so much. This past week. If anyone hasn't noticed, we have a very cool new logo for KingSlayer up on there from the previous one. But KingSlayer also launched a Twitter page and a YouTube page, as well as opened a Discord. How are those going? Why did you decide to expand out?
Yeah, so we were streaming all week before the event. The Halloween event came out. I kept streaming throughout the whole thing, 9 to 12 hours a day, and going hard. When the event ended, I immediately took that Monday off, and rather than just having a day off, I wanted to just work on stuff for the stream. I had an entire list that I told you I had written out, and I was going down the list of checking things off. It's just Twitter, being able to set it up to tweet out whenever I'm going live. It's just going to help more people reach the stream.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the Discord was just a stepping stone in the direction that I want to go, because I've talked about it a lot, but I don't want to just have a stream here. I'm building a community, and you hear that a lot from content creators. I've been watching Twitch for 10 years without ever wanting to stream myself, and then I got into this space, and it was just a game that I'm very passionate about, and I wanted to be able to play that with other people and share that. So the community that we've built here is really nice. We get the stream going. You see so many familiar names that makes it just really fun, and you get people sharing their accomplishments in here. That just made it way more fun. It's not just playing a video game and sharing my gameplay anymore. There's people that I genuinely care that come to the stream, and I care how their gameplay is doing. I care about the blockchains everyone's getting. So making the Discord was just a good step in the right direction. We've got a general chat for people to be able to just talk in there and hang out. We've got a share achievement section where you can just share whatever, a picture of your blockchain, your level,
something
whatever
cool
you want. And if you want that to be to my attention, I'll definitely be that's where I can see it. And on top of that, we have a stream highlight section. So any level that I get or any major blockchain, I try to document that and put it in there. And that's for the people that come to the stream often. If you miss a day, it's no big deal. Just check in there what we got, and I'll see you on the next time you can drop in. But all that stuff is just a good step in the right direction.
I think so too, especially too because you're a brand that I fully support and want to grow with.
And I appreciate that.
If anyone wants any of the links or information, they're in the description for, we have all of our Twitters, MarketSquare's, my own personal, KingSlayer's. I have links to his YouTube, his new YouTube page. I do not have the invite link to the
I'll post that right
Discord, but if you want to post that on there, we'd love to have you in there. I got the nice little title, the self-proclaimed title of being the first person to join the Discord. There was no medal or anything for me, but I definitely was like, I want to be the first one in here. One of them, because I was the first follower on the YouTube page, but one of them, I was follower number 2 on your Twitter. I think Anna beat me to that one.
Yeah.
Which, because, we have a constant competition for the number 1 spot in certain divisions. In certain divisions,
yeah.
So hail to the queen in other divisions, but I'm trying to claim for other ones.
With time comes wisdom. They've been growing over time.
So I had another question. I answered it earlier, but I understand I will be going through it again from one of our previous winners from this past weekend. Was wondering what was going on. They didn't want to make sure they didn't lose their item. I submitted all the information other than 4 people. I got into contact with 2 of the 4 today. So we had 2 items left over from there, and somehow I ended up with 2 extra uncommon longbows. But after the stream today, tonight, before I get going on any personal gaming, I will be A, contacting today's winners, and B, I will be re-talking to the moderator and developer about what's going on with that. Like I had said, normally we submit, 7 to 10 at max winners. This past weekend, we had over 50 winners that I submitted information for. It may just be that because it's the larger number, it's more of a task, and so it takes a little bit more time from Cliff's end to do it. I know Cliff is always super diligent with actually getting these items back out. I will see what's going on with that. If I get some more news on that, I will let all the winners know and contact them. But it will come. It's just, a matter of him. I don't know what he's doing all the time. He's a busy man. And he does this also out of the kindness of his own heart and for love of the community, because he doesn't have to do this. Every single item that gets sent to someone, every single activation that happens that we raffle off here, Cliff individually sends and facilitates. So, you know, like it may take a little bit of extra time. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, but it will come, and it's understandable. Also, anyone who's tuning in, you can watch both of our streams live at the same time. You know, pull up on YouTube, and grab another tab, and get on over to KingSlayerLR on Twitch. Super knowledgeable guy. That's why we have him on here regularly, and we will continue to do so. And just a great all-around guy. He's always looking out for the little guy, just like everyone in our community, which is kind of what's so nice about Lost Relics.
Yeah.
Spiz, by the way, I should talk about the Halloween stream was losing hope and opening pumpkins, but here's someone say for every unlucky stream, there's a good lucky streak. Got the mark of death. I love that you said that, because that is my main man over here. Like KingSlayer, that is the mentality. I'm always been a glass half full type of guy. Like, you can always get some bad situation going on, but I don't think it's worth expending any of that energy.
I tell people that exact sentence, so I'm really glad that that's happened.
Yeah, he's the exact same way, and he's actually the one I'll at least dub the sayer of that for every unlucky streak, because I've gone in on KingSlayer's stream. He's got some fun little mechanics. There's these KingSlayer points that you can, you know, gamble, Slayer tokens, that you can raffle and bet and duel other people, and yeah, you'll have people go all in and lose it all. I have been there. And
Anna's got 1 million, by the way.
Did she take the #1 spot?
She hit the slots 20,000 yesterday, and she won in 25K today. So it paid out like 400K, and then today it was like 500 something K.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna hail the queen in that sense. I'm gonna keep doing my slow and steady.
Those are the biggest slots wins we've ever seen, by the way.
That is a good point, Jimmy. It is now the time. It always happens. You always got to hear it. Please make sure to like the video right now. Make YouTube work for us. We got 33 people, 18 thumbs up. It doesn't take any effort. Just hit the thumbs up button, and the YouTube algorithm will start working for us. As well as please hit the subscribe button. The more of you guys that are here, the more love you guys show, the more love I can get to show back to you with giveaways and other things MarketSquare is known for as a brand. But also make sure to go over to MarketSquare.io. I do have some fun nifty village news that, you know, I was going to, I don't actually want to, you know, put you on blast or anything or on the spot, but I was going to strongly try to get you to join me in this, but I've had multiple requests from people in the Lost Relics community that were like, I just heard about Nifty Village. For those of you who don't know, it's a game that MarketSquare is making. I myself am no coder, but I definitely will be the one showcasing this game. But it looks really fun. The art style is awesome. I was asked, you know, we had an OG contest that had a very limited amount of spots for the Discord channel that some players were like, oh, like I'm really excited about that after knowing about the brand. Is there any way that I can get that? I heard the requests. I was approved for giving, we are able to raffle off some OG spots, as well as the more exciting news. I have 3 minting passes that we can raffle off for Nifty Village, which will be required.
Can you explain for anybody who doesn't know what that is?
So the minting pass will allow you to mint items into real NFTs from inside the game, and it will allow you to onboard with a lot more ease than, you know, because you can technically go to OpenSea and do it that way, but this kind of just streamlines it. It gives you benefits on costs, on what you can do, and it will be, you know, there's only a very few limited of them, and because you guys kept wanting them and MarketSquare has shown so much love for this community, we will be raffling off some minting passes, which is very exciting. I will have a date. I'm going to organize more with KingSlayer here, and we'll figure out a day that works for all of us, and I will put that on the books, and we will let you guys know when that is happening. I do have some questions. Arturo, still trucking along, but buying pendants have been hard. Credit cards all don't work. Gas fees too high to send crypto. So I would suggest that I understand the issue with the gas prices. I'm not fully understanding the credit card not working. Maybe that's a personal issue because the credit card has always worked from my end, but you can technically grind and save up enough gas, sell resources that you're able to collect in the game and buy passes, the power pendants. I don't know, do you have anything for that one? Have you heard of people having issues with the credit card?
I actually had heard something about that being brought up earlier, but I haven't paid with that, so I don't have anything interesting to add.
Oh, fair.
I've just used Ethereum to pay for all my store transactions.
Yeah, to save on gas fees to maximize the budget for the giveaways for the communities. I wholeheartedly went hard on credit card buys for those passes because I mean the gas fees will can you imagine buying like 30 7-8 power pendants with ether gas? We have Simon asking a question for KingSlayer. As someone who has done events before, what happened to the remaining 11 marks and pumpkins in the inventory?
Yeah, so the pumpkins, scrolls, all that stuff turned to dust after the event. There was an announcement about it in Discord warning us that in 11 hours they would be turned to dust. And basically, so if you go in game, if you look up like pumpkins or anything like that, you won't find them. They're gone. But if you do look up the Mark of Death, it is still an item that is in the encyclopedia. Now, I don't know if that's just because it was so rare that they wanted to keep that, but literally all the pumpkins, the title scrolls, all of those things that people were wanting to keep, especially title scrolls. I know people that bought a bunch, to keep, and then they just turned to dust because they weren't paying attention to the Discord. But the Marks of Death are still in the game. It says 0 of 11 remaining. So I don't know if at some point, those will be tradable again, for those swords. His whole thing about this event was adding the items that had been lost out of the game, virtual, deaths, basically deleting that item out of the game. He wanted to return all those one final time. And the final time tells me that he doesn't, plan on doing that again. So bringing the Necrotic Nightmares back doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it's just going to be like a token, a very rare token that people can trade around for gold. But I don't know. We're just honestly going to have to see. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he just turned the remaining 11 into Necrotic Nightmares to remove that from the game. I genuinely don't know what could happen.
That'd be a good question. I should write that one down. I did actually have some other exciting news for Lost Relics. Cliff agreed that he will be coming onto the stream to do a live interview, ask questions from the community, speak with us. If you want to be a part of that, we would love to have you here.
Absolutely.
He's a great guy. So yeah, we will have at some point a date for that.
Nice.
Don't have that yet, but what I do have is our first winner for the Uncommon Bow.
Who is it?
Wei King Wong. You got yourself a longbow. Please make sure to post your Discord in the chat, or you will enter into the pool of where these items came from. I want to give them to you. But if you don't hit me back, I can't do anything about that. Anatolia's in the house. Tried and true regular follower. Where is this fishing spot? There it is. Congrats. Please post the Discord. We are going to be doing a 7-day power pendant next here. I'm going to wait for Wei to post his Discord, and then we will get that one going. So I'm going to leave this up to you guys who are in the stream. If you are a player who already has activation, you can still win this, but you can choose to leave it to new players. It is no stress off my back. It is whatever you want to do. Anyone can enter this, anyone can win this, but if a new player wins it, they will get activation for the very first time and get access to the game. So we are starting that raffle right now. Simon says, man, I want to stay longer, though I need sleep. Thanks again, Spiz. We'll watch different streams in the future. Thank you so much. Also, make sure to tune in to KingSlayer's streams. You can find all the links in the description, or easily just go to Twitch and look up KingSlayerLR is his main brand of a channel, but all of his expanded brand links, other than the Discord channel, are in the description. And if you want to get invited to KingSlayer's Discord, you can hit me up anytime on Discord itself, and I will gladly send you an invite, or you can hit up KingSlayer on Discord. Our doors are always open. So, what is the big goal for you currently to, you said get to 50 wood by Christmas, or
Woodcutting?
Yeah, right. It wasn't. That's the one that you're.
I mean, more than anything, I have woodcutting, high enough to cut anything in the game currently. So I just want woodcutting as high as possible. The goal is 120, just to lock my name in on the leaderboards as soon as possible, whatever highest rank I can get. But the actual number goal that I have is 42 scavenging as well. I'm about to hit 30 here very soon, unlocking Melith Forests. But other than that, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing Venom, getting mysterious nests, and looking for the mythical egg.
I want that egg too, but
all the way up to 40 or 42.
I don't have access to that one yet. Yeah, I have some strong amount of catching up to do in the skills department. I was living the life of luxury during the event, and now I am back to the lower tiers again. I think the only thing that I miss is, like, other than the relics, is the EXP. Because I was just climbing so fast, and then
it's true.
We're back to reality, which is
luckily I'm still doing Venom, which is one of the 9-minute run maps, so I can still pump out XP really fast. Like if you're going down to Trail Woods and it takes twice as long, and you're getting half the XP, it's like a fourth of the experience you're getting. But at least here, I feel like I'm only cut down like 50 to 60%.
Yeah, and that's you're in rare then, right?
What's up?
That's rare items, right?
Yeah, tier 4.
Yep.
4 dungeons.
Black Cat is up in the house. What is going on, brother? In case you didn't know, there's a 7-day power pendant up for grabs. New players, old players, everybody.
Hey, Sugar and Kane in here hitting level 43. He went back to his went back to Forgotten Chambers, and I convinced him to train his skills.
Nicely done.
Yeah, he's going for the fishing route, so he can do a rim and make lots of money, lots of gold.
Way King, I have got that request. Thank you so much. I will contact everybody after the stream. Yeah, level 43 farming Forgotten. I love it though. I mean, that's what you have to do for anyone that is playing. Like, in all honesty, I have run into a few people that are like, I'm just going for combat level hikes, but you're missing out on so much chance to earn.
It'll only keep you motivated for so long.
Yeah.
You're running out of the dungeon and you got like a slither snake skin and that's it. Like
that's my thing, is like the Black Cat asks why grind skills, and essentially, like, my biggest response is you'll be able to spend 10 times less money for the game and the items in the game, and you will be able to earn 10 times more items for the game.
True.
Other than that, Black Cat wants to know if you have any thoughts on that as well.
On which part?
On why grind skills.
Why grind skills? Okay, so I talked about this before. The the current game and the system, that we have right now, I understand with the change and people not wanting to go back. I understand why it would be hard to get yourself to go back. But you got to understand that, again, I'll reiterate it a million times here. This game is still in an alpha state. It is still ever changing, and you're not playing right now for the content right now. If you look at the majority of the people that play right now, it's because they want to earn NFTs. If you completely took the money aspect out of playing this game, I think it's a very fun game, but I would be surprised to see more than 50 to 100 people online right now. So if we can both agree with there, that's fine if you disagree with me. But on the off chance that you do agree with me, that if the money was removed, that not a lot of people would keep playing, then something has to change, right? And what is going to change is that we're going to get new skills. We're going to get new content within those skills. You're going to see items holding different values and different use cases. Right now, like half the items in game, maybe even more for all I know, if you're including all blockchains and virtuals, more items, or maybe even like 50% of them don't have a use yet. The game is just not developed. So the reason why you want to do skills right now is because you're not just preparing for what is in the game right now. You're getting those skills high so that when new cool content comes out, you can participate. On top of that, yes, there are very good ways to make gold. There's, sunken treasure troves. There is, the mysterious nests. Whether you want to get a mythical out of the nest or you want to sell it for 5,000 gold, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, if you played like 8 hours, for example, you can expect like 10 birds nests. That's usually like 50K a day on top of whatever else you're getting. And in 2 days, you could buy a month's membership, which is going to save you $22 plus, gas fee or whatever form of credit you use. You can literally turn that 2 8-hour days into $22 as a store of value. So it's like training those up, getting your gold, having the gold for future things, and understanding that when you get rich in gold, all you get to do is stand around and gamble. You get to gamble for blockchains when you have gold. Whether you save it for pumpkins and you open pumpkins for blockchains, or you save it for Christmas and do the same thing. Whether you put your money into items, which are actually stocks that will go up and down. Whether you're investing your gold to have a higher amount at the end, and you put it into mysterious nests, sunken treasure troves, bounty chests, anything that's blockchain yielding, you're literally building your gold lead so you can have a blockchain lead eventually that yields you money. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, it all centers around items and gathering, getting them, and increasing the amount that you can get. Naib says the game needs a lot of new content for sure. Like he touched upon, I'm very excited. There are tons of stuff down the road with the roadmap that are going to improve the whole game quality of life, essentially. Just all the enjoyment factors, particularly like PvP and, co-op I'm much more excited about co-op than PvP, personally. But that's, what I prefer to, work together than do PvP a lot of the times. But the quality of life's going to exponentially increase. And so, there's going to be a ton of more content and a ton of more stuff. Just like King said, like, we're a very early stage in the game. We're watching this thing grow and evolve and morph around us. And Cliff listens to the community. If there's something that's going on, he 9 times out of 10 will attempt to patch or deal with it or consider it. I've talked to a lot of the streamers that we've done stuff with on this channel that have been like, Cliff will come in and ask, what do we think? And we'll submit stuff to him. And we've seen changes from those submissions, whether those were things they actually came up with and Cliff didn't, or if Cliff had already thought of them. But he knew he got to give the people what they want, and he does.
I will say that, in my thoughts, like PvP is very good and good for the game. A lot of people are focused on that. Everybody has their, one thing that they're focused on. For me, it's housing. For other people, it's PvP. For other people, it's co-op. Obviously, we want all three. Nobody's denying that. I want bosses too. That's the fourth thing. But I gotta talk about that PvP, unless it strictly has an incentive PvP will get boring. There's not going to be, as far as I know, full loot PvP, which some people have talked about. Some people said that would completely keep me out of PvP. Some people said, oh, count me in. Like, I'm really good. You know, I'll make money off of it. I think overall, it's not a healthy addition for the game for people to lose money, you know, during PvP. So if there's going to be a reward, like I said, I would love to see an MMR system. I think that would create a grind incentive. And then if you put rewards at the end, then it feels good and rewarding. But overall, I don't think as PvP is released, there's going to be like these crazy rewards that makes it, you know, the meta to do PvP rather than adventures. I don't think he would want to take the focus off that. So for me, I've talked about that. I think housing is way more important than PvP because the number one thing that like sucks players in and makes somebody enjoy a game for one, but for two, like keeps them a long playing player is character customization. And the best way that you can do that is by giving somebody a house that is fully customizable, including blockchains, which it's more items to shoot for. It's more goals to have in game. It's something else that entices you. If you get to show off your house or it has severe benefit to you, though, that is going to be not only exciting every time you get an upgrade, but also just something cool to show off and flex, which everybody loves to do. So I've argued that like co-op is extremely important because the experience that it brings, like playing with other people, like that connection is very important. And there's just so much content that'll bring. It's not even funny. There will be tons of funny moments, cool moments, epic moments, you name it. So I think co-op is like definitely up there with number one, and then housing is like right after number two. Obviously bosses are important, but that only again matters if you have the group experience, and then PvP only matters if it's extremely rewarding. Now people do find that fun, and they'll think it's more fun than the game, but like I said, Cliff won't develop it that way in my opinion, to be more focused on PvP than adventures. So I really do think housing is that important.
Oh yeah, I totally see the mentality, and I can wholeheartedly agree. Like that will improve a ton of stuff. Yeah, I want to be able to like post my items on a wall, and someone can just like pop into the crib and be like, "Oh, look at those! Like you got all those things." Yeah, not for sale. Look, don't touch. It's like a fine tapestry in a museum.
Or like if you could, put your favorite weapons above your fireplace, but at the cost of not being able to post them for sale while they're on display or something like that. That way you can still use your favorite items.
Oh yeah. They're like almost like a virtual version of your blockchain. It's just there. You don't even do it. Black Cat. If you join Slayer's Discord, I'm sure that you can get in touch with him. Black Cat says, Slayer, I need to get you in a booth for a vid. Can I get a contact? On Discord is the best. If you even look in the Lost Relics Discord, you can see that's true.
Name up there in the content creators corner.
Anatolia brings up a nice little system for the PvP. 500 gold fee for entering PvP. Winner gets 750 gold. Game burns 250. Deal with scarcity.
That's a big burn, but
but still, I like that general system of you pay a fee and that's how you incentivize people to keep doing it. Dardis Gaming says rank seasonal PvP with preset loadouts would be perfect. I think that's actually, since there were going to be items restrictions, that's what I would figure would go on. Is it's something similar to the the graveyard event, where you have a set loadout to even everything out. Because even though I play a game that is totally a pay to earn game, I do not generally support pay to earn games. Like War Riders is very punishing on anyone who doesn't want to reach into your wallet to play it. So I think that's the way to go, and I think that's why the graveyard event was the way it was, and that I could see that moving forward, and that would make a ton of sense to me personally for the way to deal with PvP.
Yeah.
Kiwi says, I love PvP in any game. I hope that it will be rewarding. It would be a shame to feel like you are wasting time by doing PvP when you could be running dungeons. That's how, we've kind of touched on that with why we didn't really participate in the graveyard event.
Yeah.
regardless of my skill level for the times that I have done the graveyard event.
My
I
one
didn't like
rebuttal to that,
earning
though,
without earning.
my one rebuttal to that is, there was a reward, in the
Yes.
graveyard, the top three. The problem was not, it feeling rewarding. I think Cliff will do a just perfect job, as always, at making sure what we do feels rewarding. The problem was for the graveyard, you had to put in, at least a certain amount of hours, not like a set amount, but you're gonna have to put in some time, and with like attack bugs and glitches like that, it's really difficult to put a time sink, yes, where you're not getting guaranteed gold, no guaranteed prize. Where PvP will be skill based, I don't think it'll be RNG based, hopefully at all. So that is probably the key difference. I've already talked about this. Going forward, I really hope Cliff makes more of a wave system, that just keeps going, where people can get identical spawns, like the identical setups was already really nice, and that was fair and balanced. But randomized spawns, you can have a very lucky run or a very unlucky run, and I've even heard people, get like 300 plus, and then they could never get above 250 again because they got a severely good spawn. It's like, I don't think that's an issue, for the majority of the players like that are just playing it casually. But if you're, playing it for the, if you're a competitive person, you're playing for the reward. You don't want it to be at all swayed in any way. So
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and that was a factor. After I got to learn
I'm
more
not
about
saying
it.
that's why other people won. I'm not being like,
Yeah,
oh, if it was
yeah.
blah blah blah. Not at all. I wasn't willing to put in the time, and that's on me. I was here grinding, and I ended up getting mythical of my own, which was my goal by running Xenarthil the entire event. So
That, and you got essentially the 100% completion for blockchain items.
we got all blockchains possible from the event. Most of them had multiples, and
I know as the
fun.
other end of that argument, because I essentially agree with King, where it's like that's one of the reasons I just wanted to progress in the game, and there was going to be no progression from that. One of the arguments, just to have the other argument out there for the graveyard event, was you could, if you were able to, like, get into those top rankings, how long would you have to be playing the game before you got a mythic versus being able to actually get one for sure from this event. But that's only if you were going to be the first place. That's still true because, you got your first mythic this event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you've been pounding the pavement, plugging in hours more than anyone that I know in the game, and that's where that argument stems from. But at the same time, that argument only holds weight when you're like soul one.
I'll still say the same thing. It's luck that anybody can join the game, buy some weapons, go to Xenarthil right now, and get literally a Transcendent. Anybody can do it. So by me doing it wasn't because I grind more. I grind more, so like it means you have a better, potential, hopefully. But grinding more doesn't mean you're gonna get anything. I did get lucky, and the big thing that I've emphasized is just that drop rates change, and it's not announced all the time. Things get tweaked because there's a certain pool of items, and he doesn't want them to go out too fast. That's the whole reason why the entire waitlist is not being let in the game, is they would just drain the whole pool of all the items. So he's changing things constantly, and you see a day where there's 5 to 6 mythicals coming out, 2 transcendents. Like, yeah, you're going to see me go to Xenarthil and grind the entire event to try and get one of those because I've already seen that they're dropping at that rate. Now, they got greatly reduced, and then after all that happened, we didn't see any for, like, no good drops for, like, 3 days. That could be RNG, but going from 5 to 6 mythicals, 2 transcendents, down to actually nothing dropping for 3 days, it seemed to me like he was like, whoa, too much came out. We're going to chill for a little bit. And, we resumed it later with, I think, an Executioner dropping, Executioner Transcendent dropping for O-Hex. Quixotic Flux got in Mythical Inferno, and so did I that day. So and then after that, like, not a crazy amount of drops. It's like, yes, it could just be RNG, could just be different drop rates for that day, but you notice little trends and patterns. And like I said, nine marks of death dropping on day 1 and 2 out of 500 versus day 3, there's 50 to 60 marks dropping. Like, you can't tell me that there's not a difference. So it's about getting lucky. It's also about grinding and trying to grind at the right time. Pay attention to Overseer. Look what's going on. It doesn't mean it's for sure, but do every single possible thing you can to increase your odds until you get lucky, you know?
And enjoy the addiction that will come if you are a big fan of this game of Overseer. Like, it's just like
Overseer is great.
I mean, like, what's going on in the world, especially too, like, it's just such a great community that I have yet to run into anyone who's like actually bitter about all these other ones.
Be specific. What do you disagree about?
Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
I just
I only prefaced your amount of grind versus like time. Like, you put in all this time. Like, yes, you had no advantage to getting anything other than the amount of opportunity because of the time. Yep. But I prefaced that by being like, if it takes you 12 hours, like I heard some people tell me that Soul 1, every time that he was retaking the top spot, sometimes it would take him 15 hours to get that run where you talk about where there's skill, there's strategy, and there's style involved with that, but there's also a random element to it. So if it takes you 15 hours, like if you're looking at that...
That's the whole thing. Soul is a player that we know it can be rank 1 and is rank 1 and proved it time and time again.
Over and over again.
Yeah, no matter what the state was. So if it takes him 15 hours and he's objectively the best, we're saying, right? Then is it an RNG thing, or should the best player be able to get on there? Obviously, it's not going to happen in one run. I'm not saying like, oh, you should just be able to get on there and get it in the first run. I'm just saying if the spawns are as balanced as possible, then truly the best player should be able to get on there, and provided they're, not nervous or playing bad that day or anything, if ideal situations, yes, you should be able to get on there and prove how good you are. So just with the wave-based system, I want it to be skill-based. Like, it got to a point where the spawns are so fast that if you want to take a swing at something, you're going to take damage. So it was about maximizing every bit of health that you have to get squeezing as many kills out as possible. I like that. I do like the challenge of that. I just removed the RNG and we're chilling.
Yeah, Ortho says Soul told me he played 50 hours to get to where he was at. I wasn't saying it was taking 15 hours. I'm saying that there were sessions that I was told to retake the spot. Took 15 hours.
I think he took a day and a half off from streaming just to make sure he could get it back, which that's dedication.
And it's commendable too, because it's like, like I said, you could be playing 150 hours total and not get a mythic technically because of RNG, and so that's where the incentive is. Well,
look how much gold he has too. When you go in his stream, he's got 4 to 5 million. So when you're talking about a player who has to give up 15 to 50 hours to do that, how much did he lose out on? And that's the exact same thing that like we're talking about. He was willing to give it up because he had 4 million gold. If I had 4 million gold, maybe I would be like, yeah, this isn't a big deal either. But with everything going on, the event and preparing for it, everything that was going on, I just couldn't see myself doing it. It wasn't fun like either, just with knowing that there's going to be RNG spawns. If it was 100% like this will spawn here on wave 1, this will spawn here on wave 2, and it increases over time, gets longer and more difficult, like I enjoy that.
I totally, yes. Like, I mean, because I always just want to be progressing something. I got addicted to like the EXP bar and stuff when I was younger. So it's like, I always want to be moving forward with something when I'm playing. I
Numbers
understand
must
that.
Get bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, that's my own personal thing.
Or
whatever it is. Yeah, exactly.
Big numbers.
We have our first 7-day power pendant winner. We have Roin ELQ. If you are a new player, you have won access. If you are an old player, you have won a power pendant. But don't worry, we have both of those items coming back at everyone. We will start back up with another bow here momentarily.
What kind? Longbow?
Yep, we just have another one of the common longbows that was left over.
Common or uncommon?
Uncommon, sorry. There is no common longbow, right?
I wish.
I wish, right? I was too.
You one-shot everything. You really don't need it.
Yeah, you don't either.
Handicap, just the slower attack speed.
Roy and ELQ. I just need your Discord information. If you'll post it in the chat, I will copy it down and I will contact all the winners after today's stream. Yeah, how great would that? That would be hilarious, actually. A common longbow. The dream.
I think it would just be a negative on energy.
Oh yeah, I mean all you do is
energy
just sap
attack
it.
speed.
Yep.
It would have to be like each arrow kills the monster, so you could like right click and it triple kills, you know. But
just like wrap up. Oh, and cool news. Royd is a new player, so he's gonna get access to the game.
Ooh, congrats!
You get to join the
new game.
Play to Earn, baby. All right, thank you. I have that information. I am posting it on our wonderful spreadsheet over here that has gotten very large since we started it. And we will start another raffle after this run here. I'll be interested. How do you think the house mechanic, like your own speculation on it, how do you think the housing mechanic is going to work for town? So I know currently, for anyone who doesn't know this or is a new player or is trying to get access and stuff, the town actually, if you see, you know, another player running around, that's actually an NPC representation of them being like on the server. So it will be interesting. We'll have to cross that milestone, right? Of being like, how can I go see your house? Or do you think that we're still not going to have that open up? That's going to be down the road a little more. That's co-op.
Whether they come at the same time or separately, it relies entirely on co-op.
Okay. Yeah. Because I imagine PvP will be the first little dipping their toes into the water of that.
Yeah.
And
but
then
that begs the question of how houses will be, because we don't know whether you're going to, you know, grind something in game to get it, or you're going to be able to purchase, you know, it as an NFT or from Cliff or anything like that. And that really matters, because whether everybody I don't think everybody's going to have their own separate land. Like, you know, you actually have to run through like, oh, this isn't my house. This isn't my house. Like, oh, finally, this is my house. I don't think it'd be like that.
How big Tarmuth would get.
If it's fully instanced though, where there's only one house in the game and everybody sees it as their own personal house.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of inspiration from RuneScape. I mean, I obviously, like I said, I reference it from everything I do because that's my background, is mostly playing RuneScape, you know, over the years. AAA Drifting coming in with the raid. Thank you, buddy. But, you know, I think everybody wants to be able to share off their house. So whether it's instance or not, we need to be able to invite people. But again, if he releases houses first and no co-op, then when co-op comes out, hopefully we'll be able to, you know, invite other people and show all that off. But I could see that coming separate. I really could see houses coming, you know, very soon, within, you know, the next month, and then co-op, you know, shortly after that, or around Christmas time, right after Christmas time, something like that, that allows us to open our house to the public.
Yeah, actually, one of the biggest things that I'm like, I'm totally still just as excited for houses if no one can technically see them yet, because that's what I honestly expected. But one of the biggest things that I'm hoping, wishing, and praying that comes with houses is that I will be able to build a workbench and I can actually do certain skill upgrades without having to run back and forth. So it's like I could build a chemistry table or an alchemy table, you know, inside my house, and that would allow it so that I could use resources in my stash without actually having to carry them around, which would incentivize the housing mechanic, in my opinion. Because it would be like, okay, you really do want this so that you can save all this time on this, or you can have a forge somewhere, and you know.
That's something I've thought about, but so how does that make you feel about stashes then? Because, I mean, you would want a stash in your house, ideally, right?
Yes.
So if you have a stash in your house and you have a workbench in your house, and now we have a live town, or let's say we don't, but, you know, when we get a live town, you know, when will you see anybody if we're just now training it all entirely in our houses?
I mean, there is that point, but at the same time, I argue we don't see anyone now. So it's like, you know, you could have the exact same type of mechanic. Like, there's just random people that are like show up inside your house, like the Emporium. There's random people. Like, if a bunch of people are in the house, you know, that so much doesn't matter to me in the sense because I don't imagine that we're going to have the co-op access with the house right when it shows up, and so, you know, it'll just turn into. It will just be like the tavern in reality instead of the way that it's portrayed, where no one's actually in there with you because it's your own like instance of a town that these other ones are populating in there. Where, yeah, I would be totally fine with that personally, but I do understand bringing up the point because it might make it feel empty and, you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the restroom really quick, so I will
go
be
for
right
it.
back.
Riddler. Don says keep dreaming. I will, Don. Okay, I'm gonna be able to do the annoying skill grinds where I have all the mats for them, and I don't have to run back and forth and tan 61 skull hides. Riddler likes that idea. I mean. That's just my thing. Like, I was trying to, you know, do something that Deadlift Diva or Anna inside Lost Relics does, where she's been leveling up all her skills to level 10 and then moving on instead of really looking for, you know, maybe the primary 4 gathering ones and moving on, where I was pushing some of the other ones because it was just like, you know, why not? I've got all these materials that I've just been banking from run after run after run, and so it's just such a pain in the butt having to run back and forth and back and forth. Don, the world does need dreamers, but at the same time, it's like the marketplace mechanic you can pull from your stash and use that as a resource pool to access the marketplace, sell, and stuff. I think that the idea of that fundamental system is there. I hope. It would definitely motivate the heck out of me to, you know, if there were these milestones of, you know, like the first big milestone is getting your 10 skill gathering upgraded. Getting up to 10 for whatever one that you have centered around. And it takes a while. It's not easily done in a short period of time. I would be welcoming to something like that where it definitely takes some time and dedication and long hours to be able to get a workbench or something inside of your house. But the forging, like, I mean, you know, the realistic nature, like who has a forge inside their home, but maybe I will. Maybe it's possible. I think it would add a huge element and importance to the meta of having a house. But yeah, I don't know though. I mean, it's literally my speculation and what I hope. Riddler, yeah, working on forging and engineering now. Hate the back and forth from stash. Yeah, where I've got, you know, like I said, I'll have 60 of some material because I just haven't done anything with it. And decide that I'm going to go, you know, use it to pump up the levels of my engineering skill, forging skill. Food is one in particular where I'll have, you know, 60 fish that I just got to keep running back and forth where, you know, it's part of the game. It's part of the mechanic so far. But yeah, Riddler, that's what the backyard is for. That's true. A little backyard barbecue. You know, I'll have my stove inside. I'll have my forge outside. Just like any normal person's backyard. I have one, you can't see it, but like off camera right in the corner of my room is a forge. That, you know, I do all of my at-home blacksmithing in my spare time. But yeah, I am definitely, I don't know about you guys, I've definitely been suffering from the post-event grind blues, where the grinds feel rougher. Dardis says, A butler type of stash could be possible, just like a cart for the adventure pass. If you want to get any item from your stash, I would totally be fine with that, and that would totally work for me. Yeah. A fee. You'd have to pay a fee to gather and not actually have to, go back and forth, particularly for, I did some time grinding my combat level before the event. I wanted my 4th relic spot for when I was doing this tier of my skill grinding, because I just wanted to be able to have all 4 of the, relics on. And that cart is the greatest thing ever. I will gladly pay. I can't believe that used to be a level 50 unlock too. Like, I still wouldn't have it. It has saved me so much time. Jimmy. Stinks, but now that you've done it, fair to make it normal for everyone. I do have a forge in my backyard. You do not really have a forge. That's amazing. Yeah, anytime we need something, I just I build it, all the metalworking myself with my bare hands. And I tell my wife good morrow every time I see her in the morning when I'm out there pounding the metal. Green asks, do silver and gold chests have the same pool possible for blockchain? From my understanding, I'll wait for KingSlayer to confirm, but from my understanding, they do not. The gold have higher drop chances or pool percentages, but if that's what you're asking, what you're asking is, are every item actually obtainable from a silver chest as well as a gold, except for the percentage changes? I don't honestly know. If I'd have to guess, I would say no. I do know that one of the mechanics of the bounties is to deal with scarcity and manage the liquidity pool of blockchain items. So when you're looking at, certain quests and stuff, have you turn in a blockchain item. That's so that, they can go back into the drop pool. I'm on the same grind. Blaine saying, I'm on the same grind. 26K until I'm done. Oh, I'm so jealous. I have so long to go on the aisle. So very long. I'm considering switching down a tier, but I like the EXP. And I like it being able to use the low angle, because I don't use the low angle if I am in an inside dungeon. It just doesn't make sense to me personally. Green says, I saw both dropping Crown Legendary Relic. So yeah, if that's the case, I would then probably assume that they do. It would just be the percentage chances alter. But we will see, because I do know that there were some restrictions added where earlier dungeons were restricting what items technically could be earned for some of them. Now, I'm not saying all mythics, transcendence, or anything like that, but I do know that there were restrictions put on those. But until which level are you going to be doing Isle? I am going to be doing Isle until I can get myself to the level 20 skills for fishing and mining. But here we go. We're going to do another giveaway here. We got another leftover longbow. So, yeah, buddy. Let's go. We have one power pendant winner, we have one longbow winner, and we have one person who was able to claim one of the items that was going to go out today. What a perfect timing for that one. So yeah, Arcane Pits I can technically run in a shorter amount of time. But I also don't... Yes, Royan you can raffle away the whole time. Anyone who does win an activation raffle, when you do get activated, if you have won a weapon raffle after that, I assume that he would activate and transfer the item at the exact same time, but it is possible that you would have to activate and then you would be sent the item. But get yourself a longbow if you haven't already. It is one of the most useful items for the first like deep step into the game, because you've put some time in if you're getting up to the, actually, unless you just skipped all the skills. But most people, oh yes, my Moon Jackal leggings came in. I'm missing one item, and I will get that 10% increased attack speed armor. I just don't know if I could ever use it on stream. I play so much worse when I'm streaming. But 9 out of 10 times, we're running raffles. I'm worrying about spreadsheets. Yeah, there's moving parts. So far, I haven't been bad. I haven't done our... It's got to be coming soon. It's like Jaws in the water. Like, I always seem to miss an area and have to backtrack an obnoxious amount of time. Every stream. But maybe today's the day. I just need that Moon Jackal boots, right, I think I love. What is up? We had another winner. I got my purchase accepted for the Moon Jackal pants. Now I just need the boots.
You're going in for it, huh?
I'm going, but I was like just saying, I don't know if I could ever use it on stream.
Yeah.
It's way too much money to risk distractions. Yes, I want that 10%.
Who do you think sold them? Kane. I think Kane sold them, dude.
Did you?
Yeah. 110K?
Sugar cane. You got the boots too? I need those. I got that one up on there. Those are the last ones I need.
Last piece. Yeah, it's super strong. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, the attack speed is just like, yeah, you have to go for it. I was laughing, comparing, and like looking at the other ones. The Robin Hood hat that you found.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want the attack speed. The attack speed is by far the most appealing to me. Like, there's no competition.
1% more damage or 5% attack speed. It's like, I'm definitely going for that.
Oh, yeah. Attack speed all day. DJ bringing in a good point. Please remember to like the video currently. Please subscribe to the channel. Do the exact same for my man KingSlayer. I have all his links over there for his new channels. Let's grow, let's explode that, his YouTube. And everybody go follow him on Twitter. Please follow me too. I don't have many people on there, but yeah. My life is for the YouTube stream following. But also head over to Twitch and look up KingSlayerLR. Exactly how it sounds. Give him a... What is it? It's not follow on... It is follow on there. Give him a follow. It is sub on YouTube. Follow on Twitter, or on Twitch. But also give him a sub. It is worth it. He always is there. He's just consistent as all hell. And yeah, he's always there. I tune in. I feel like I would say confidently 100% 4 out of the 5 days a week. Occasionally I will miss one because of work. But, you know, that was
understandable.
Yeah, I feel like I missed one this week, but that's it. But
but that's the exact reason we got the stream highlights section. You can just pop in there and see what did KingSlayer get today. Usually
like literally
a level or two.
And one of the great things too is like I'll pop into the game or something to take a little short break, and I'll, like say hey to everyone and be talking with people, and they'll be like, did you see KingSlayer got this? Did you see this person got this? Did you see like the just community? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a great community, and they won't let you miss anything because
keeping tabs.
Yeah, everybody loves everybody, it seems.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, when everybody's winning, like that's ideally what's the goal. Because if we're all winning, then we all want to keep going and growing the game.
Love Person says, don't forget to get some water when gaming, and I agree. I always have the jug around.
Nice.
My wife likes to steal. I'll get water bottles and then we will, wash and refill them. And just, pop them in the fridge. But she likes to steal those ones. But when I do the obnoxious gallon of spring water, she doesn't want to deal with that one. So it never gets stolen.
Winning.
But I do like, though, I always grab the, we were talking about, like, briefly the other day, like, me and my wife had watched this documentary on water, and it was like, ever since then, always get spring water, and always want those minerals in there.
I've been saying that for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know why it, like, really, granted, I got used to a certain, like, taste of water, nothing in it. But after watching that thing, it was just like, well, all of that makes sense. I've just never really thought about it. And
after I stopped drinking it, my shower water like smells different. Like the tap water in general, just like I can tell it's different.
Like I don't want it.
Yeah.
I mean, understandable. But yes, very good tip. You should hydrate while you play, especially if you're going to do some sessions.
True.
Right.
That's number 6.
Oh, how many are we up to today?
6.
6 total.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. And then the elusive egg is on the hunt.
6 mythical chances. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
it's like 30k gold though. So if you were selling them, it's like really good money.
Ooh, so you made a ton of money today. Then you made 180 technically potential, 1,000. If you decided to sell them,
they're 5,000 each.
Oh, which one's the 30,000? The egg itself?
No. I was saying the nests are 5k. I have 6 of them. So
I got
you.
Like
30k if I decided to sell them.
I was thinking 30k for each one. It's like,
I wish. Yeah, I'd be maybe selling them. Maybe
that is a lot of money.
I've opened every single one that we've cut down, which is 124. So we're pretty good amount of the way, and that would equal like 600,000 gold. So
how's the gold progression going with the runs? Like I actually started doing some more, systematic, just pump and dump items, then go right back in, and I was actually kind of like pleasantly surprised that it goes up decently quick. Like it doesn't seem like you're only getting, I know there are some runs where you can get, you know what I mean? Like it actually goes up pretty quick.
It's pretty actually consistent about being like 1 to 2 per run, because you'll have a run with nothing, and then you'll have a run with 4, right?
Yeah.
So I'm up to. You're speaking of that. I'm always talking about the wood we're saving up. I'm up to 930 winter willows, and those are all chopped. So you get like 1 to 2, but they do build up over time.
Well, still though, that, and like we've said before in our own speculations that you kind of put me on, which has opened up like a whole new interest in kind of just a whole new level of interest in the game itself, was the speculation on materials that don't have uses currently, and essentially, like, do you think it's going to have a use? What do you think it is? And if so, pick it up now. And starting to, speculate with resources, future items, values and stuff, which just adds a whole new level of engagement and entertainment to me personally, at least in the game. That and reading the descriptions. Yeah, I was sleeping on that
you
so
can just
hard.
learn so much from it. Did you see what I showed about activation?
No.
Yeah, so you can obviously read a lot of those items. If you go to Encyclopedia and type in just glisten, I don't know why, but frost and glisten will come up, which is really nice. The pretend for a second we're gonna get enchanting, and it just uses the word activation in place. So you're reading like glisten, it's the
Mm-hmm.
uncommon tier. Activation dust, and it says in quotes. It always says in quotations activation. I mean, those are like technically apostrophes, but yeah, it says in apostrophes.
Yeah, yeah. This
Activation.
is the
And then
same
if you
thing.
go up to if you go up to frost, it's the same thing. It's a fine standard. Frost is used in item quote activation. So if you go type in the Pride of the Black Ingress and click on that, if you look at the third paragraph in there, it'll say in the middle of the paragraph, the bows were finally completed after being, quote, activated by a well-regarded enchanter of the region. So if you just go look
Mm-hmm.
at quite how
Mm-hmm.
many
Mm-hmm.
items use the word, quote, activation, you can kind of see an entire leveling system of items that would range all the way from uncommon all the way up to legendary that would support enchanting. And I mean, all the way up.
I'm very
So,
interested to see how the enchanting works for blockchain, because it's like
yeah,
in the past with World of Warcraft, has been my biggest experience for
yeah,
enchanting. Um, it alters the item, and in World of Warcraft, it permanently stays on that item if it doesn't soulbound it in there, because there's their own version of things where it's like I can pop something on there and still trade the item to someone else. There are other enchanting blessings and
yeah.
whatever that will make it so I cannot give it away. No one else will be able to use it but me. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses with blockchain, because it's like you're going to have an altered item.
Yeah.
Is
So
yeah.
if you look at if you have the encyclopedia open still, you can type in the blank papyrus scroll, and that's basically one of those bounty items I talk about. There's kiku feathers in there, there's ancient flasks, there's blank papyrus scrolls, just random items that nobody really likes getting. But I've talked about the kiku feathers potentially being a viable option for a virtual uncommon tier battle pet that fights for you,
Mm-hmm.
which would be supported by there's Zagrak skulls, as a blockchain, and then if you go up a tier, there's elemental eggs versus Ebenbrook eggs. Like it's really supportive. So, the ancient flasks I've talked about. I believe there will be an alchemy expansion at some point, and I mean, why would we not get more or better potions or a rework to the skill that makes it more viable to actually go buy potions and bring them into your dungeons? So looking at the last item there, blank papyrus scroll, if you click on that and look at the last paragraph, it even talks about that. With the ability to easily be imbued with powerful magic and retain enchantments for long periods of time, it's no wonder that everybody is looking to get their hands on one of these. So if you think about that World of Warcraft that you bought, how did you enchant those items? You would typically buy a scroll, right, and
Yep,
then apply
that's
that to your
someone else
weapon.
made,
It
and
would, yeah,
then
it'd be,
it
yeah,
would be
and
disappear. Yeah.
illusions and all that, right? So you just got to kind of pay attention, and all the keys are there. So you gotta use that text to your
Uh,
advantage.
Dardis brings up Astral Quartz has an
Yep.
enchantment mention in its description as well. So again, like
And I
I
have a
learned it
thousand of those.
from King, like just enjoying watching his streams, engaging with him. That there's a lot of stuff you can learn for your speculative purchases with your gold, or if you're going to get some blockchain materials for the future. There's a lot of information there and a lot of hints and breadcrumb trails that it may end up leading nowhere, but more than likely I'm with King. I think that it's more
Again,
than likely all these
it's
things.
about it's not about you believing that it's going to happen or not, or believing me that it's going to happen or not. What it's about is this is an alpha game that is bound to change, and these items are at a gold level where I feel comfortable putting my money into them right now, because I with how rare they are. Like, let's talk about ancient flask, kiku feather. The scrolls are about 200 right now. That's like skyrocketed up after
Yeah,
the event.
very high.
I said during the event multiple times, look at ice chunks, 25 gold. Look at astral quartz, 16 gold. Look at evergreen onyx, 30 gold. Like, this is the time to buy. You had rothite fragments, which are absolutely going to be used in housing. It says memorials, sculptures, tiles, and furniture such as tables. So it's like when you can buy these speculative items, yes, it's a possibility, but when you can buy them for 60 gold and it's an epic tier that you need level 35 to get, I think they're safe buys. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's never financial advice.
It's never financial advice.
But they're good speculations that have, supporting evidence. And I always tell people make up their own decision. But this is just what I find.
And I've wholeheartedly agreed with it. And it's also added a new level of intrigue and fun to the game for me personally.
Well, yeah, like, if you pretend it's real and gonna happen, right? Then you can see a future for the game. Yeah. And if you like that, then that's what you stick with.
And it's just like a whole new element where it's like, okay, like what can I bet for the future, essentially, and see what I'm gonna go grab over there. But
again, like when I talk about something, I always have as much supportive evidence as possible. But when I talk about, like ships, right, being a possibility in the game, it's not just because there's an anchor, right? It's because, there is housing, which is confirmed, and it is going to happen. 100% is on the roadmap. We have supporting items in the game that talk about it, and then on top of it, we have items that talk about woodworking and what comes with woodworking, other things that you can make like ships. So it's like a thought in my mind, and then you go look at the steel ingot that I show off. It talks about multiple things in there that are already confirmed and something that's unconfirmed. So it says steel ingots used for buildings, like gadgets, ships, and something else. So buildings in there, homes, those are 100% guaranteed. I think we'll maybe have craftable gadgets or, toys, trinkets, whatever you want to call it. World of Warcraft had them. I think that'll be a thing here too. So it talks about ships in there, and then you go, oh, well, there's anchors too, and there's woodworking, and you know what I mean? Like it's not about saying, oh, ships are going to happen. It's like, how much supporting evidence do I need before I can say I think it's going to happen?
But that's the thing that I'm saying. That's the fun part is like the whole.
That's all the fun.
That is the like why it's like super fun for me personally. Is like, well, wait a minute. Okay, I saw something there. Let me go look at some other items and see if I can corroborate or find a little bit more on that thing or something to legitimize where my thought process is on something. And it's like, it's at the end of the day, it is speculation, but there's a difference between just shooting in the dark and essentially what KingSlayer is saying to do, where it's like there's a research element to it. There's a reasoning for it rather than just, well, this game's a fantasy thing. Like there'll be this in it. And it's like, you can do that if you want to personally. But there is a method to the madness, essentially, that is going on.
The game.
It's like,
that's funny. But just overall, like, I just think there's so much evidence. But I really just think those would be positive additions, which is why I don't think it's far-fetched.
And I wholeheartedly agree, particularly after I stopped sleeping on it all. Anatolia says, is there melting or extracting in-game? There is forging, if that would constitute the melting, but I'm not entirely sure.
About melting NFTs.
I'm not entirely sure exactly what you mean.
That would be done in the wallet.
Yeah,
if
that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about in-game, like I would say, melting would definitely be in forging, and then extracting, I know was. Something that if you were into enchanting in World of Warcraft, you would get, a blockchain item or an uncommon item, or, it didn't have to be blockchain. It could be like a virtual type of thing. And you would actually break down that item and extract magic properties from it that you use to create and enchant other items. So, like, that's another possibility that would be actually a great mechanic for dealing with liquidity pools and managing scarcity, is requiring that for enchanting in the future. We have a winner for the other longbow, Dardis Gaming.
Let's go.
Let's go, buddy. I know you. Congratulations.
Strong guy.
Anatolia says, from gears, you can craft item, so can you melt it for the resource? Okay, yeah, so it's kind of what I was touching upon, just in a different way. Currently, no, but I really enjoy that mechanic. I don't know, what do you think, King?
About what specifically?
About the idea of being able to break down items for materials. So it's like a bow. I would imagine what he's talking about is like,
So
let's say a bow,
he's
and you can
literally
break it down and get what it takes to make the bow.
he's literally asking for like a form of invention, which was in RuneScape 3. Invention was one of the newer skills that was only unlocked when you had 80 crafting, smithing, and divination, 3 separate skills, and it would unlock that, which was called an elite skill. And basically, invention was like a great item sync in the game where you could now have this button that was called disassemble, and if you dragged an item on disassemble, you would disassemble it to get components. And components weren't the actual physical materials that were used to create it. Instead, these were new materials that you carried in like a material bag that was just always with your character. And you could make something called a gizmo. It was a weapon gizmo, tool gizmo, or armor gizmo. And you could take these different components that you could get from breaking down items and make recipes on the gizmos that were like, you would try and get strong ones, you know. So a weapon gizmo, you would just try and have the highest DPS ones, and it would usually consist of breaking down end level game weapons to, you know, get these powerful components, which made those, you know, obviously there was not as many in game, which like helped the price, keeping it a good healthy price, and just giving everything more utility. Now the melting thing in game, yeah, if we were to get resources back, I feel like that would devalue, like if we were going to get straight up what we made back from it or a percentage to do that, I think that would probably devalue just most of the items in game, because there's not a good enough circulation that we have right now.
Yeah, with the liquidity pools being where they're at, yeah, but I could see that working just as well in the opposite direction, considering that, you know, you would also have a factor where, like, let's say I broke down a uncommon bow, and I got bowstring and some type of uncommon wood from it. I may not necessarily have the skill to make it again.
Yeah.
So there would still be, it would be kind of it could be a driving factor for skill progression.
I mean, wouldn't you just technically be able to like get max skills with like, you know, 100 bows then? Like, oh, I disassemble them and then just remake them. That's why RuneScape made it a separate currency that you received by breaking down items. It drove a new form of market while driving the old market straight up.
That's a good point. I feel like then it would maybe could attribute to the like enchanting that I was talking about, where those things weren't anything to do with that item. It was then
pulling magic properties to give it to a new item. Again, you're driving something else, so that's perfect. Like that is the way to make it work.
Jimmy says they maybe give half mats back, but and then he also said they did something like that in GW2. I assume that's Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
We have another power pendant to go out here, but we are going to sleep on that for about 10 minutes here, and then we'll get it going. No, not yet. We'll start the last power pendant here. We'll do it after this run. You know, we'll draw it out a little bit, a little dramatic pause going on. But yeah, I'm definitely would be excited for a breakdown mechanic like that for a new skill. That was how you're going to get those things, because that was the only way you could get them in Warcraft, at least.
Yeah, I think it would have to. I don't think breaking down blockchains is like gonna happen until, you know, he has a way of consistently just putting new, you know, blockchains into the game. But no, definitely I would see a lot of value in that, keeping the economy healthy. That's a way for him to control or have some control of, you know, the amount of blockchains in game. And
well, we see that mechanic already, right, with the bounties, having to turn in blockchain items. That is
sort of
a slight mechanic for scarcity and managing the liquidity pool.
I see a lot of items on there, though, being taken off of that turn-in page as soon as they have uses. I mean, if you go look in there, a lot of the items, like specific items, have gone up in availability. Like, they're not just, like, being brought back in there and dropped again. If you look at, like, Elden Oaks or whatever, you know, Mountain Ash, people turn those in. and then people go woodcut them right back down, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's like, blockchains that just drop now, and he just changed the drop rate system and how it works. We're having less blockchains overall, like volume of blockchains. We're having less of them drop, but when they drop, it's a not higher chance of receiving a transcendent item than before, but it is going to be like more commonly happening because there's no weight system to making a green more frequent to drop. It's just when a blockchain drops, and it's very rare now. When it drops, it could just be any blockchain now, to my knowledge. And so that rarity, plus people still turning in a bunch of bounties, has created like a pretty decent, filled pool back up. Like Zagrak skulls, for example, I was watching that stream earlier, and people talking about there's like 400 of them in there. There's usually like 10, 15, and then they all drop again, and then somebody turns them in, and they're all gone again. So it's like if he was going to change some of these items, he would definitely want to recall as many as possible, get as many back into his hands or the pool as possible, so that when that content is released, like there's a decent amount of them in there. So it's just something to keep an eye on. Like the bounty system is a great tool for him to get certain blockchains back, and it might look like they're just changing every week, but he might have certain goals for certain items, to get a certain amount back. So
absolutely.
Yeah, just something to look at.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep on the radar and keep a watch out for. Jimmy says coal is kind of out of control. It currently is with its price, but it is required for so much progression that it's, I get it. With the skills, like coal is definitely super expensive, but it's never been necessarily cheap.
Yeah, but it's crazy seeing that like iron really hasn't moved at all.
Yeah.
In fact, like it's kind of gone down, while coal is just still going straight up. Which just tells me that there's someone much more rich than you guys that really needs coal.
Yeah, they're, inflating the heck out of the prices, but yeah, they can do that. They've earned it. Blaine asks, what about a transcendent item and being able to return it to the pool for a third chance at a converted Spitfire gem? Turns the transcendent item back into the pool and gives that extra thing. I don't fully...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really know what that means.
I don't fully get that one. So what do you mean by a Spitfire gem? So you're saying, like, turn a transcendent in, which I would never do personally. But to each his own. You do you. Don't let anything that I say or we say dictate how you play the game. You just enjoy it. Like, just play your own thing. Don't be worried about what the other people are doing. But he says, what about a transcendent item and being able to return it to the pool for a third chance at a coveted Spitfire gem? Turns the trans item back into the pool and gives that extra thing. What is a Spitfire gem? Is that from...
I think it's something he's making up right now. It's like a proposition.
Oh. Well, what would it do? What would be the incentive? Why do I want a Spitfire gem? What would I do with it?
You have no Spitfire anymore to put it on.
Yeah, like, I think I get what you're saying, but I don't know the extent at what your thought process is on what
Does he mean to get Spitfire? I don't know.
He says, let's say you have a Spitfire weapon and you wanted a chance for it to be a 33% chance at broken down material like a gem. So are you talking about we're talking about being able to break down an item and get materials back from it? Spitfire gem is just an idea. Perhaps the gem is a special socket for a trans. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying now. So and a very elusive, very hard gem to get that you could only get from breaking down those things. You only have a percentage chance to get it. I would welcome the mechanic if someone wants to put it in there, but I don't want it.
The Black Ingress.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Because it'll be like, if you can have a socketed thing, and it was like you get some So
Well, of course, I think that's what he means, but I
yeah. So you could break down the
know.
black ingress and get a black ingress gem that
How
could
dare
give
you.
5%.
That.
That was offensive, sir.
That was offensive.
But it's like, yeah, like where you could essentially get one of the magic properties from the item itself and put it on a different one. So you could have like I guess essentially like with that type of system, you could have a black ingress with even faster attack speed if you had multiple of them and you broke them down and got those gems. I mean, it's definitely like a cool thought of something like, or yeah, put a Spitfire in there and you get 10% speed and fire. I would like that, but like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man.
I was gonna say, what if it was the opposite, where rather than like a transcendent comes out, you get like literally you open a chest, right, and you see this red aura and a big old like coin pops out, a red coin, and you pick it up. It's a transcendent coin, and you get like take it to somebody and you turn it in. And it's like a 1 in 10 chance of getting one, like getting a real transcendent. That would be
sick.
Hype if when you finally get it, but also just like a rip to your heart.
Oh, dude, right?
But you could trade it, like Mark of Death. You could trade it for gold.
That's exactly what I was thinking, man.
Oh, man. That would be wicked.
DJ says, Reed, what is up? Welcome, sir. Anyone who's trying to enter a raffle, we have one more coming up. We'll start it shortly. DJ says a cool way to burn blockchain items would be a way to do something like a bounty, which gives a chest for sure blockchain item, and it could be higher or lower in rarity than the item burnt. So we like relatively have like the esque of that, but no guarantee of that type of system. Well, I'd be a lot more willing to burn blockchain items if I knew that.
Knew what you were getting.
If I well, not exactly what I'm getting, but I knew that I would have another blockchain item from it.
Imagine that they give you like some like hard mode bounty system where you've got to like do an actually difficult challenge. It's like, go kill.
Oh, and then
like,
you get an upgraded version of it.
You do like, well, imagine you have to like do 10 Zenithil runs, 10 Mount Olkept, 10 Odin Spire and Olkept Cavern, something like that. And at the end, like, you have to turn in a certain amount of blockchains or even just like shadow stones, but you could roll a random reward or it showed you exactly what you're going to get, but the rewards were much higher. It's like you could argue, well, someone's going to like get something much better than me, but it's like, I mean, isn't that the same thing every time you enter a dungeon? Like, it's just RNG. So like your bounty system, whatever it rolls, you could roll a good, like an OP blockchain that you could just turn in like 1,000 shadow stones and maybe get like an epic or a legendary, but like it's RNG to even get that bounty to complete.
Yeah. Again, I can get on board with that. That's kind of cool.
More incentive, yeah.
What do you think about so in other blockchain games that I've played, there will be scaling variations of the same item. So it would be like a longbow that I would say like sort of, but I mean more my longbow might be different than your longbow.
Yeah.
Where, you can get a higher damage tiered roll or, these slight variation scales that use RNG. So
you mean making these tokens unique?
Yes, making every single one of them unique in the future. Right now,
oh man, you get the lowest roll transcendent possible.
Can you imagine?
Worth significantly less than like somebody else's.
No,
that's RNG on top RNG. Like,
yeah. RNGs on RNGs on RNGs. But you'd still have like acceptable scale differences. Like, because in Diablo you would have that where like if I got a wind force bow, I could have anywhere from 10 to 15% increased attack speed. All these other core things, like even a bad wind force bow is still a wind force bow. It's still good, but it would be like there's also these best of the best in class, and
Warden already is. What do you mean, Loops?
What did he say over there? Like transcendent items whose use is to have an attempt at a specific trans item. Yeah, what does the Warden's RDD mean?
He said first RNG do you get to fight him. I don't know. Second, you will drop chests. Yeah, I mean multiple RNGs. Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, like a scaling up. unlock almost.
I just meant on like blockchains. You finally get a blockchain drop, and it's like the worst you could get.
It's
I
the
know there'd be
worst
so many people
Transcendence.
that would be so mad.
It's like, well, I got a Spitfire, but it does 1% chance to light someone on fire. Or I got an Ingress, and it gives me 2% increased attack speed. Like, wah, wah, wah.
Yo, but imagine the God Bow then. 1 in 50
Dude,
of those
right?
has like 25%.
Can you imagine, like, just killing it over there? Like, yes, fill it up again. I want another one.
I want another one. Run it back.
Ados, what is up? Thank you for joining. We're about to start our last little giveaway for the day. Blaine says, I think if they were unique, everyone would just go after the best item. That is true.
Yeah, if you can afford it.
Kind of like how Scar Carver or the Lost Stampeder already held more value than their axe counterparts or other weapons. Not sure digital... he's answering to someone else. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It would add like a different element to it, but it's, you know, for better or worse type of thing. It's I currently
just for the future. That's toxic for the future of PvP, I think.
I definitely think that there are huge hurdles that come with that whole thing. I'm just wishing and praying for a 25% Black Ingress that
Oh my gosh. It starts to feel like League of Legends kiting.
It's just like unfair. You're just being like, all right, I'm clearing in like 8 minutes because that's how long it takes me to physically run there because it fires so fast. I don't have any stopping time.
You know how good your clicking would have to be?
Oh, you'd just be a monster at it. Come on, you'd have the 25% Ingress, so you'd have to get good at clicking.
I'm ready.
You got to put in the work for the click.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we got... His name always cracks me up. Make people cry. It's up in here. Make people cry. Yes, there is no raffle going on right now. There will be when we're done with the dungeon here. But yeah, I'm so jealous of every time I like look up and you're over there rocking your rares with your high skill levels, just shoving it in my face over here. Look at this.
See all that loot in my inventory?
Look at it. Dude, look at it.
For 3 peaches. That's where the money's at.
Hey, millions of peaches, baby.
All right.
Digital Motorhead in Lineage. 2, you could break down an item, and it would turn into an item, an enchant scroll that... It would turn into an item and enchant scroll that you could then use to increase the damage or give an effect to your weapon. Yeah, that's kind of like what we were talking about, where the idea... Throwing around the idea.
It on the bouncy scroll.
Yeah, like... Yeah. And Millen, for now, I am chill from Lost Relic and playing right now Lost Ark. One after the, we definitely had a player pool drop after the event, which is expected.
Wait, how do you feel about if enchanting was literally like this, like exact like this? You walk up to a lectern, and you straight up destroy a blockchain. Like drag a weapon in, drag an item in, it destroys the item and applies that on the new weapon. That way, you literally Pride of the Black Ingress, you just like destroy a rain of fire or whatever.
Yeah, and add the fire damage onto it.
Yeah, put the fire on there, and you can only put one effect.
I'd be down, in all honesty, for something like that.
People really would destroy some things.
I would just
just to clarify, by that time effects will scale with tier, because I don't think Firelight Falcon should do the same burn damage as a Rain of Fire. Just to be clear.
Yeah, and it also would add those items that once they're out of the liquidity pool should never come back into it.
Yeah.
It will put them back in, so it's like it doesn't matter.
It would pretend like melting it.
Yeah, like a converge, but you're choosing which one, and then So I'd be totally down with that.
That doesn't change like you could just have it, because that's an in-game effect. You you would
Yes.
separately destroy a item, so it'd be an in-game effect. So like your item in the wallet would be untouched. It wouldn't be like any special Pride of Black Ingress, but your character, when it's loaded in, like it would be. That way it doesn't affect the price at all.
Yeah, that's I'd be down for that in all honesty.
In-game advantages for in-game,
and it would
gain.
It would make for some cool combinations that people could come up with.
Yeah.
You'd have like fire and ice like together where it freezes and lights them on fire and stuff. And like
if Santa's sleigh with
shooting out tornadoes and lightning, like if Thunderstrike gets lightning, like type of deal. Just
dude, okay, if you're getting in that realm, you gotta have like mixes. You gotta have like fire and lightning mixed like a fire tornado or something.
So like if they like evolve and like a whole new level, it'd be awesome. We can go to the magma cannon and spider tanks, just bring it on into here.
Novelty could be bad, but it's fun to dream. Okay, fun to dream.
It is. That's what we're doing. All right, we're living in KingSlayer Spizzo land. It'd be just really fun to see.
I just want enchanting, so I'm just trying to think of like how it could happen. Destroying and adding an effect on. I do think that is an okay possibility. But yeah,
dream away, boys. Dream away, boys.
Dream away.
We're gonna do it, man. We're living our best life over here. With our flame throwing black ingress that also gets tornadoes.
There you go. It shoots out tornadoes.
Fire tornadoes. Yeah. Come on. That's not going to change the meta of the game at all. Come on, guys.
It's not that bad. The right click just shoots a really big one.
Yeah.
And
you get
like 3 fire tornadoes.
You can get an item called like the Word of Cliff where it just strikes down every single enemy that's on screen at some point.
No, every time you use it, it has like 5 or 10 charges, and when you use it, Cliff just yells and it kills everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like the Word of God breaking down. The clouds spread open, Cliff popped in and smacked all the enemies around. Perfect.
Okay, I will say that would be really funny. Just even like as like April Fool's thing. I would literally laugh so hard if that ever happened.
That'd be great too. Like he just trolled it and put the item into the encyclopedia, but no one could get it.
He saves this clip and gets to work right now.
It'll say that one has been found, but it's only by him.
Then you need the shield of crypto regulations. Oh no.
Here we go. We're making lemonade, guys. We're making lemonade over here. I'm liking it.
Exactly.
What is it? Malin says we need different type of weapons in game, not only bows, axes, swords.
I want to see. I like this.
I want to see Spectre or staff or something new.
Someone said
Wands,
spears, halberds, and like throwing knives. I said crossbows.
Oh yeah.
Alternatives for sure. Keep it within the realm, like not anything crazy. A spear or just different types of melee weapons that work the exact same, but like completely unique attack animations. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty unhappy with like how the Unholy Harvester like attacked like an axe. You do a right click and he like slams it down. Like when would you ever have a scythe sideways and slam it on the ground? Like not that I'm trying to nitpick, I'm just saying.
Look, KingSlayer, every time I am using a scythe in real life, fighting off, demons and stuff in the woods.
Exactly. I'm
slamming it down on the ground on the regular. Like, okay, like you're sleeping on it, dude. You're sleeping on it in real life.
No, I actually prefer holding on to the sharp end and I swing the stick at him.
You hit him with the stick type of deal. Like I got you. That's interesting. I haven't tried that technique. I'll have to try that.
You haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it. I can't even say that that's the wrong way to go. You just have to make sure that you bring some heavy-duty leather gloves before you grab onto that the blade there.
Somebody said ranged wands in here, and like just magic as a whole. I know everybody wants to see that. I don't feel like it's that difficult. Obviously, that's like super ignorant of me to say, but I don't feel like it's that hard to code in. And the only reason I say that is just because it doesn't have to be much different than ranged now, where if you left click, it shoots an arrow. and if you right click, it shoots 3 arrows. Like it can be one of the bolts that are already animated in here for like Igwam or whatever, and it just shoot 1, and you right click and it shoots 3. Like it doesn't have to be crazy over the top, but it could just be one big bolt too, for all I care. I think that would be really cool, just because it would diversify like magic versus range, but at the same time you don't want to change the meta where like you're like, oh, who uses range anymore? Like meta the meta now is using wands or
I get what you're saying, like, because
Yeah.
I totally agree though. I'm very excited for. We have to get, like, I really strongly think we're gonna get the wands.
Dude,
and the
listen
staves,
to this.
man.
I sold Slice of Life because of that, I swear, and got the one-handed legendary sword instead of the harvester. See, it makes a difference.
It does. I mean, the little things.
The people want to slice the life out of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same reason though, like, why I was so revitalized and amped up when I started to use my Frostbite Phantom for the first time.
Yeah.
Just because the animation is so cool.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
yeah,
I don't want to stop using this, even if I had, necessarily something that may be technically better. Like,
I griped the second I got that, because I had bought, Frostbite Phantom, and I didn't buy my Scar Carver. I actually like grinded. And I bought like Heart Striker initially. I got some more drops. I bought Valkyrie, which was like the most expensive one, because I thought that was an upgrade. It just looked cooler. So I like doubled how much I spent to get the Valkyrie, and then eventually I got a couple more drops and sold that to get the Scar Carver. But I was using that, and then when I was ready to move on, I ended up buying the Winds of Ash, and it looked super cool. It was like all blacked out, but I got in game and I was like, wait a second, like this has no effect. It's like no animation. My Frostbite Phantom is more of a legendary than my legendary is.
Yeah.
And so I really hope that stuff changes. Like
I 100% agree.
But again, acknowledging that one was made, I think the Winds of Ash was created about 2 years ago, where the the other one is like an Easter item. So acknowledging those differences, but giving the love to just like League of Legends, where you got to revamp like old skins and old characters, like.
Breathe new life into them.
Yeah, super important. And bringing that up, I just want your opinion on: do you think we'll ever see like skins get retouched, a little updated?
You mean like previous ones, like the
like let's say he revamps Christmas night, because I can't see it very well on dark maps like at all. Like what if he
I'd be
like Christmas
like
night?
super down with that, because it would also just generate more interest into that item again.
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
it's the
is that
like
favoritism to play both sides?
I mean,
is that unfair to change the price of one, or is this game subject to change and anything is fair?
I think the latter. Like this game is subject to change, and everything's going to change, because it's like you look at Shadowstones. I mean, I benefited as well as the community, at least when it came to the raffle items, because of the Shadowstone market. But at the same time, it also screwed some people.
Yeah,
and you just kind of got to be ready to roll with the punches with stuff like that. Ken says we saw it already with pets. I don't know what changed with pets. That
maybe they got visually updated.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's other pets that I just think are 10 times cooler strictly because of the aesthetic on them, like Gogum. Is 10 times better than my minion number 2.
But is it because of Gogum, or is it because of the animation of the trail he leaves? You know what I mean?
Like both, I guess, right?
Yeah, like my snowfall here. He's leaving a snow trail.
I think he's
like him for that.
Yeah, I think he's 10 times more appealing than any other one at that level, just because he's got something cool going on. It's like the reindeer. The reindeer's got this very, very loud, essentially, aesthetic effect that goes on. And it just is a cooler pet to me personally because of that. But yeah, it's like, minion number 2, you're the one I'm going to use until I can transmorg you and back into Gogum. And I hope that shows up. So it's still, everyone else sees him as minion number 2, but I see him as Gogum. Because, Gogum's just cool.
He's a great pet. I think that if you focus on the eyes, too, and the
little red
icon,
eyes. Yeah, man.
Your little icon down there, you just see little 2 pixels just staring you down.
Just like, oh. Okay, all right. Just don't piss off Gogum.
Right.
You don't have to go break that thing. That's okay. We've been standing next to it for like 5 minutes. Like I got that one. I got that one. Like you go ahead. Yeah, I almost fired minion number 2 the other day. He took the day off or something. It's like I don't know how many times I was right next to breakables, and he's just living his best life apparently.
It's those barrels for me, honestly.
The third barrel is the one that always gets me, dude.
My penguin's always stuck on like the third one. I'm like, I guess he's too small to reach back there.
He's like, it's like poor little guy. We need to give him a barrel booster seat.
Yeah. But, I mean, you talked about it before. I don't know if, like flying pets, for example, don't have that issue. I don't really use flying pets, so...
I talked about that before I knew what you ended up telling me, like, where I realized that my flying pets were my highest, like, tiered pets, which is why I was like, it seems like the flying pets do a lot more work for me than the ground pets, and it was because they literally were. But I don't think it was specific to the flying after learning everything, where it was just the fact that they were rare and the other ones weren't.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I mean, it could be that. I'm not saying that flying pets are better or not. I'm just saying I wonder if they get stuck less. Like if maybe their not hitbox, but like their character box is not as big. Because
they're airborne.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to worry about this stubby little feet.
I just recognize that the shapes in this game are very weird. Like where invisible walls are and are not. Like there's some walls that like stick out super far when they should not, and then there's literally monsters that can be halfway into a wall where you can't even see them.
Yes, I've noticed that with the rock formations.
And
certain. Same with the woods. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
When you get those.
Like, if you look at my screen right now, do you have my stream pulled up?
Yep.
Yeah. Here, so like this rock like. In a true game where I can go like this and there's like a million tiles under me, compared to RuneScape where it was just like a single big square and I can stand in any direction on there. This is not like a place that I can walk up the corner. This is like a full rectangle here, and so I can't walk around until I reach this point because it's a full rectangle. So, like I don't know if that's Unreal Engine, thing. Or,
what is to that?
Yeah, hopefully we get more realistic shapes just so we don't have invisible walls that are, catching my arrows in it.
That's the one that was like getting me was when I was running Zen all the time. I eventually learned.
Yeah.
But there were tons of plants that, I could shoot over some plants, and then there'd be other plants where it was just like, oh my, like okay, that's not even going through.
Okay.
Yeah, very strong leaves.
You're in a dense jungle. Okay, you know where you're at.
Just like maybe one day, maybe I get like a fire bow. I'll get a Spitfire and I'll be able to burn down the leaves. Yep.
Leaves.
There you go.
And cactuses.
You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And until he says at least flying pets won't get stuck on obstacles. That's like kind of what you were saying over there, maybe. Blaine says flying pets also have the same problem. I think the last update is bugging out the pets on pickup. I have a dragon that drops die and it gets stuck in mini blocks in adventures. Yeah. So
bless RNG, thank you.
RNG blessed.
We haven't had any blockchains in a little bit.
Yeah. I have not actually either. I guess I found an
Overseer's pretty dry. It's not just us.
Yeah. They don't put the super low like material value drops ones on there, do they?
Nah.
I didn't think so. I just remember I had my moment in the sun on Overseer with my day where I got on there twice for my 167 Shadowstones and then 99.
Yeah. That was a lot.
Yeah, for good, one day.
With
yeah.
Current price.
Yeah, with Engine, I actually haven't checked Engine's price in a few days. I know that it was go before, which is good to hear until we end up doing a network switch.
Yeah.
And then I'll be very interested to see how that whole facilitation goes. Dr. Luke
does afterwards?
Well, A, that, B, how easy it is going to be, like, because I run into quite a few players that this is their first like foray into blockchain.
Yeah.
Essentially, and so
This is my first serious dive.
This is my first game into that one. But it's like, wallets can be confusing to people that aren't comfortable with them necessarily. And I know there's multiple people that I've talked to that they set their wallet up and then never really touch it again because they just wanted to be able to get the game, and they got the game, and then that was kind of it. So it'll be interesting to see, like, the poor Dr. Loot's going to have his hands full answering some questions when and if that actually happens. Because I haven't heard anything directly concrete other than strong speculation of a network change.
Well, I mean, the plan is what? They're not set in stone to anything, but that keeping their eye on Affinity.
Yep.
Essentially. So what does that mean, though? So if they go ahead and choose that, would we be cashing out Polkadot instead?
That's where, yes, that's where my question will be for how they facilitate that, because
I actually really like Engine Coin.
I really enjoy Engine Coin too. I
definitely think like this game is, the contributing factor keeping it, very relevant at this point, in my opinion. But I would hate to see that get removed, and
absolutely, because I really enjoy the metaverse of Engine that I have not found in other networks. And with JumpNet, yes, you still have to do a conversion gas fee, but after that, you've got the similar things, just like Polygon and like you were saying, Polkadot. Where you don't deal with gas fees anymore after you've converted it to that subnetwork. And because, I think we're going to be waiting all day for Ethereum to, fix the gas fees that they announced that they were going to fix a couple years ago. I love Ethereum just because it's, the driving force for a lot of the blockchain future economies, games, ideas, and projects. But I am growing frustrated with them continuously saying they're figuring out ways to deal with gas when they have 50 or 60 layer 2 solutions that have dealt with that. I understand the layer 2 solutions don't have the exact security parameters that Ethereum has, but they're not so much different that you couldn't have Ethereum have its own JumpNet version. Just agree to take a little bit different of a risk, and then you can then do it all without gas fees, because that's what's killing the growth for some of these blockchain games, or projects have disappeared and tanked because of the gas, because it's just too expensive for some people.
I mean, again, when you're getting into an investment, it's just about being as knowledgeable as possible, and a lot of that stuff is confusing, so it's nice when you have somebody like you to help people set up their first wallets and do things properly. But I always tell people, don't just sit there and want to deposit 20 Engine. Like, you got to realize what a gas fee is, how it works, and know that it is quite expensive to do a deposit. So don't just be eager to put any money into the game. Like, put something you want to invest in there, and make it something like you have to decide what that is for you. But choose an amount that makes a gas fee worth it. Rather than I mean, that's nothing we can do. So just complaining about it.
It's just
you have to use it to the best of your benefit, because as soon as you have those shadow stones in game, like you said, I mean, you're good to go. You're able to trade
your gold.
I don't want to say like fee free. There's the 4% for selling, but it's a very small percentage to pay, especially when you're able to get them back in game because of it.
Yeah, and particularly you're not going to get hit with the shock numbers, I think, is usually like how we've described it. When someone goes to do something, if you go at the wrong time and don't exactly know what you're gauging, if you went to go get access for the game, you go buy a 7-day power pendant, it's $12, $13 USD, and then your gas fee is $40 something. It's like, wait, what? Like, that's, a particularly extreme example for gas fees being high, but it's also not unheard of for those things to be going on. And there's the shock of it. So understanding what you're getting into is, the biggest hurdle to get around, like you just said.
Yep. So not to put anybody on blast, so I won't say the name, but basically somebody in my chat said 1K minimum deposits to make the gas worth it. And that's not a rule. That is what this person thinks. But you can see kind of where other people's minds are at. Paying those gas fees are very high, and you can see where other people value it. So not to say that that's a rule, but that's a good, thing to keep in mind what other people are doing with their money that are more experienced with this game. And I don't know if that makes you reconsider, depositing $50 worth of engine for $100. Then I hope it helps you out. That's all I'm trying to say.
I've had actually I won't comment on the exact number of that being the way to go, but most of the time the general personal non-actual financial advice that I've given people in the past has been make sure to do it once. So pump and dump, essentially. If you have interest in that, you're going to kill yourself and just
if you do three deposits of $333 and you look back and you paid $300 in gas versus just saying, I wish I did $1,000 one time and paid $100 in gas, you would have literally got to put $200 more into the game. And you'll just be like, oh, what could I have gotten with $200? You know what I mean? It's quite a bit.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, too, with the most recent giveaway that we did with Halloween was I had the exact same... I had actually a tiny bit less of a budget for items than was spent on the very first giveaway with gas fees. And I was able to, because we had 7 NFTs or items that we gave away the very first time that we did a raffle for the community. Like I said earlier, we had 50 items and 24 of them, I think, were actual, in-game items. So compare that to 7 before, and you're paying less because I did a bulk conversion where, I just ended up paying 1 gas fee for all of them rather than, like you said, 3 different transactions of $333 instead of $1,000. At the end of the day, do what you guys need to do, but it is very important to know that the gas is going to make or break you in the long run, and strategize using that as a mentality. Digital Motorhead says, I think Polkadot is a parachain. It can use multiple blockchains, including... Oh, so, okay, yeah. That's actually true. It is a parachain. And it will be able... you would be able to use different currencies on the chain, which is nice. But I don't have a lot of personal experience with Polkadot. From what I've heard, it's not a bad blockchain, and that... Yeah, for what it does, it's very good at it. Engine coin is currently at 297. That is great. We'll see where that levels, because I know it peaked over 3 earlier in the week. But, the market is always subject to change.
True.
Ados, is any update on the pendants from the last giveaway? I said it earlier. I understand. I was notified today by a couple of the winners that they still hadn't received theirs. I will be contacting the moderators and the developer just to be like, what's going on? Just to get an update so that we're not in the dark. Just know that if you talk to me, which every single person now, except for 2 people who their item was taken, they were the Power Pendant winners that we're about to announce the second Power Pendant winner. Those are the only ones I wasn't able to get in contact with. I did submit everyone's information that was required for whatever item they won. The ball was then in Lost Relics Park at that point. I will double check up on it, though, because it's possible it got mixed in the shuffle with everything going on that Cliff does. So hopefully I will have an answer. I will contact you guys, the winners, once I hear back from them. Just know that your information was submitted. We have had a 100% return rate. Everyone that has won a giveaway in the past has gotten their items. Some take longer than others. Just depends on the week and what is going on with Cliff, because he takes time out of his day to do this for the community and for us. And so he is the only one that deals with it. So, yeah. Well, I will have an update with that. You have not been forgotten. Your items are still sitting safely in my my stash. And I haven't been using them. They're still in the wrapping. Yeah. They're still mint. But
it's still mint.
Yeah, they're still mint condition. I haven't I've just looked at them. All right. I've just, gazed at a few of them. Our second power pendant winner is Quetzal Wood. Congratulations. You got yourself a 7-day power pendant. Please post your Discord in the chat. And while you're worrying about that, remember always to hit that like button on our streams. Please subscribe to MarketSquare Gaming. Also, make it a point to go on over to KingSlayerLR on Twitch. Give him a follow on there. Give him a sub. He totally deserves it. You will not be disappointed by subbing on there. Also, if you need any of his other contacts, he has a KingSlayer Discord that recently started. He added up his Twitter. He updated and added a YouTube page. We're going big over here. All the information that you need for any of those channels is down below, except for the Discord. The Discord is not down below, but anyone who wants to contact myself, anyone who wants to hit up KingSlayer, I guarantee both of us will respond promptly and give you an invite to that Discord. We want you in there. We want you supporting more of the Lost Relics family and community.
Orthor said he's heading out for the night. You have a good night, brother.
Ortho, see you later, brother.
Thanks for hanging out today.
Kiwi says, I just buy J-Engine from people who already have J-Engine. They get out of J-Engine and I get in. We both skip the fees. It's a leap of faith, but it's cheap. If it works, it works. I can't really comment on that one. I don't know a lot about that one. I know, yeah. I'd have to look into it, but I've enjoyed JumpNet since it's been thrown up on there. And yeah, I know about the conversions, dealing with that, getting your items onto actual open markets to sell them rather than on the Emporium marketplace. But yeah, I don't know about J-Engine to J-Engine. Yeah, what are you giving them to buy J-Engine with? Just the engine? So aren't you just converting?
No. I think like he means trading for items. Like if you're selling items player to player and they offer you straight up engine for the item.
Ah, so okay.
Yes, not for engine that you would have to convert to deposit.
Ocean says need content on YouTube. Like more content, like more videos or something specific that you would like made. And let me get. Did you post KingSlayer? Did you post your?
I posted it in the chat. I'll post it one more time in case anybody just joined.
Whoa. On that one. Let me post it. I will grab this link for KingSlayer's Discord. And I will post it right there. That will get you a nice little invite there. Hop on in, have some fun, join the community. Usually BNB or XRP. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, then yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, that's not a bad system.
Yo, Chang, thank you for the follow.
Yes, please. Make sure anyone also that's up in here, head on over to KingSlayers as well. Give them the follow. Give us the sub over here. Give him a sub as well. We are out here all supporting each other for the Lost Relics family. So how was your what's your grind looking like the rest of the night here?
The grind's looking good. We're still just in your investment like usual.
Yep.
Haven't had any nests in a while. I think we're still at the 6. Just getting those peaches. I just got a message that all mine sold. I went to the marketplace, put my new ones up plus the old ones for 400, and sold 57 of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it's like 22K. I'll take
it. I'll take that too, right? Ocean says no for KingSlayer. I said, oh, he just made the channel. Content is coming very soon on there. Yeah, we'll be doing stuff. I know. I'm excited to maybe be able to make some little promo videos for my man KingSlayer. I definitely enjoy doing those ones. Thank you. Oh,
that's all I can explain is trying to stream 8 hours 5 days a week, and then even just trying to make a YouTube, make a Twitter, make a Discord, try and manage all those things, and stay consistent on the times that I stream. Like, it's a lot of stuff to do. So
it's a whole lot of stuff to do.
I still have real life stuff I have to take care of, and
we'll
get to everything as fast as we can.
It is, I don't think a lot of people sometimes also realize the amount of time and work that goes into some of the videos. Like if you have, there's ones where it's just, we're screen recording and going through something.
Yeah.
Those ones are not bad, but there are other ones where if you're doing a narrative and dealing with graphic stuff, they can take a long time.
Yep.
KingSlayer, yes, KingSlayer just set it up, so make sure to get on over there too. You can find his links in the description. Give him a follow on YouTube as well. And also, please go check out MarketSquare.io. They pay for all the giveaways. They let me keep doing this, and they're going to keep doing this for all these great communities that we're trying to be a part of, particularly the Lost Relics community, because that one's my home. I feel at home over in Lost Relics compared to some of the other games.
True.
Also, if you go on there, you can find a link to the MarketSquare Discord, where every single Friday there is a raffle for an NFT that everyone can win, except for myself. I'm not allowed to enter. I still do. I'm still waiting to get yelled at for when my name gets drawn, and it'll make me laugh. Then there's also Nifty Village, a MarketSquare project that we are, revving up. We are in the early stages. We have a Discord as well there where you are able to also raffle for some free NFTs. We have minting passes coming up, but we will also be raffling off, we don't know exactly when yet, but KingSlayer and I are going to set it up. We have 3 OG passes to the Nifty Village game Discord, which is going to give you earlier access than other people. Kind of treat it like a founder's token. You'll be the first ones that'll get, and, a little collect data. And then we also have 3 minting passes that we are going to be raffling off, which you definitely want to be able to get. But yeah, the exciting stuff, behind the scenes over at MarketSquare going on, especially at KingSlayer LCC as well,
Exactly.
He's reaching out. Daz almost leveling up.
Let's go.
Oh, me. You talking about me or you? I am almost leveling up. I didn't even realize.
What level?
I'll be 35. It's the slow grind now.
Nice.
But I'll take it,
You see it slowing down, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was used to, running Zen where I'm getting 10K EXP. And now,
That's true.
I'm not. But I am getting my skills up.
I feel like it literally went pretty fast until like 55.
Did it?
I didn't feel the XP really getting that much more difficult till like 55. I'm at 64, about halfway through now. It's taken 500,000, 511K
Woo!
to get to the next line. I know that's still not a lot compared to some of the higher levels in chat, but
yeah, you got the 90s crew that is just like, oh my gosh, like.
Well, you got even Slitten in here.
Commendable,
just hit 120
man.
The other day.
Who did?
Awesome. Slitten Uggle.
No way. Nice.
Yeah, 120.
Now what?
Now what? Well, he's 90 fishing. I'm pretty sure it's rank 1, so he's
Just got to
killing it.
maintain.
He actually just hit, what was it, 89 woodcutting today? I think he flexed on me.
Oh!
Yeah, something like that. He's awesome. Yeah.
Daz up in here. Yeah, Daz was talking about me about to level, and he's about to hit 55.
Nice.
Congrats, though. Why are you going to be a sad boy with that one? 55. You almost to the, KingSlayer's working towards that 250 max energy.
Yeah.
That's going to be
there.
real nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, you'll just be able to continue to the right click of death, unstopped. Yeah, wait, I don't know. What is sad boy? Why would you be sad? I'll take the 55 level. I think that's awesome, Daz. You're killing it.
Yeah, he is. He said he was level 29 when the Halloween event dropped.
Oh, yeah. That's what he's talking about. He's in he's in the green maps as well, so the leveling is very, very slow, which I feel.
Let's go.
I'm level 34, and I think it's kind of slow.
I don't think bounties reset for at least 32 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Either 5 or 5:30.
There is the bounties reset. Make sure to get those bounties in. Mad dash to the finish line. Finish them so you can turn it in. Collect those bounty bucks. How many? How often are you finishing?
I have not done bounties for probably 3 weeks.
It's been a while for me. I finished my first one today, but it was just a lower tier one because I just ran past him, clicked on him to see what was what, and it was, like, you've completed like 40% of this thing. It's like, oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. But I still
plan on going back to him. But again, with the market and how it's been changing, it's just been hard for me to turn in Shadowstones now with my goal of the Black Ingress. Every amount matters.
That's what I was about to get into. Is I just still can't bring myself to turn in the blockchain or Shadowstones.
Well, I mean, if you're calculating your own, risk to reward when you're completing them, it's like by the time you get to 500K, like you want to be in profit by buying that, mythical item. And regardless of there being whatever 2 sand dragons left or maybe 1, whatever it is, that doesn't matter. Whenever it runs out, he's not going to let the bounty store not have something. He will put something else in there, no biggie. But that 500K, mythical blockchain or whatever it is in the future should pay for more than you put in, provided that you did the math right and did your own risk to reward calculations. I'm just being lazy on it because, we're just going hard on woodcutting, looking for the Ruby Evanbrook egg.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just like we say over and over again, you play how you want to, and
100%.
If you have your own personal goal that you want to go for that, you go for that instead of the what everyone else is doing. Daz says, last week I missed turning a bounty in literally the last second before the refresh.
Oh.
No!
Oh,
my gosh. I can't say that I have actually dealt with that because, I don't do a lot of focus on bounties currently. I pop in and look at them and stuff like that, but I'm a little hesitant.
All right, this week I want the gold. I always open all of my, nests, bounties, all that stuff. But there's been a couple items recently I want to get. We're 11,000 XP away from 30 scavenging, which, if I want to go to Melith, I can. I would love to get both of those masks and try and run through it.
I really want to see someone going ham with the fire mask and the amulet.
I don't know that it's a better time, but I want to give it a try for sure because it's fun.
And it's just another experiment that you can scope out and learn from, and take whatever you can get from it and go for it.
Yeah.
There's no BC prize. They're now putting a new one probably. Oh, for bounties. And Des said it was a gold one too. Oh, that's real rough, bro.
It is.
I'm with you. I'm gonna send some spiz luck and good vibes your way, brother. Because like that's it takes some work to do some of the gold ones.
I just got a hydrating shot. That means you have to as well.
Oh, I got it too. I actually saw you doing the camera. I was like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, not a bad idea. The mouth was a little dry.
Yeah. And yeah, gotta stay hydrated, stay focused, and win.
We're both enjoying our spring water together.
Oh yeah, you got it, man. You gotta get the jug of spring water.
Exactly.
There's no better life. I really want to do. Me and my wife were looking at. We wanted to buy a bunch of different waters from this documentary that the water sommelier was recommending, and like just do the tasting, because the way people were reacting to it was just like, are they messing? Am I getting messed with that these things taste that drastically different? It's like, yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? We're definitely gonna try it out one of these days. That'll be fun. It's like one of them, like a bunch of people were like, it tastes like it's carbonated, and they were like, well, like no, it's just straight from like a collection from like this one area of the world. I forget where exactly.
Are you talking about those? What are those one waters called? The like Spanish waters that were Topo Chica. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, that might actually be it. Yeah, I know it was from Spain somewhere. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, they're like premium waters. They're like probably a little bit over $1 each. Maybe like $1.50. But yeah, like a 4-pack is like $6, and they do taste different. It's like naturally carbonated, and that's the thing, is it's not like man-made. It, like, I guess from the source it's like that. And we've tried it multiple times.
Did you?
Really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. I wouldn't say like the taste is extremely different, but like you can definitely tell the difference.
It's like which
anybody like freaking out is probably playing it up, but like no, the first time I drank, I was like, oh okay, like you're gonna open your eyes a little bit wider than normal.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
You gotta aerate the carbonation.
Oh yeah. You know, let the tannin settle from your from your water.
Chang jumping in chat. What's up, buddy? Hello.
Welcome, Chang.
Also, I didn't call it out because you were talking, but we did get a nest finally.
Oh,
number 7.
Nice, dude.
Could be the one. Any one of these could be the one.
I feel it, man. When's the opening?
At the end of the stream at 7 p.m. my time.
Perfect.
We're at 4:30.
All right. Yeah, no, make sure, because we are going to be in here. I have to do my usual, take the dogs out, cook some dinner.
Yep.
Then I will be back, though. I will be able to do a little bit more grinding. I have to finish up the Lost Relics, a deep dive article that I'm writing, and my poor editor is not going to be pleased because we're supposed to submit things that are like, you know, if they're on the long end, they're like 10,000 to... 12 to 14,000 characters. Before I've gone through the cutting and gutting process, I was at 28,000 characters for Lost Relics.
Man,
but it's like you're writing something you love actually playing and stuff. It's hard to, someone's gonna have to do a lot of work. This
is the one to go big,
right? Like I was like, let's just go with it, man. Like just release it. Des asks, Spiz, what's the next relic or item you got your eye on? I really want the Mark of the Warden. I really want it just be the Seal of the Warden, so that I can turn into the Warden because I want to fight the Warden as the Warden.
Nice.
And it's like, you know me, I do not deal with the virtuals. Like I'm too scared to use the virtuals half the time. And it was just like, no. If I got some keys. I haven't found the boxes yet. I'm hoping, wishing and praying that I'll be able to scoop up one of those, and I can go ham.
Is that what you're trying to farm? Just the strong boxes?
I will after, I have too much riding on getting my skills up currently because I've been, putting them off so many times now. When I was first before the event getting to level 20 so I could get the 4th relic for when I was grinding it, and then the event showed up. So I have to do the skills catch up, but after that I'm gonna just be grinding trying to get him. I want the rematch with the Warden after he murdered me on stream that one time.
Oh, did he?
And he just like critted me for way higher than I had ever seen before. And I like went back and looked at it like, did I mess up? Like, did I see that wrong? And it was just like, no, he just Tonka trucked me for the upper triple digits.
When I was doing the Cantaloupe Gauntlet yesterday, basically, one of the runs in there, I think it was the Old Kept Caverns. No, it might have been Old Kept. I don't remember. I don't remember which one. Sorry, I meant Mount or Old Kept. But I fought the Warden, and I was like speed running, obviously, as fast as possible. If anybody doesn't know, the goal was to do every single map, start to finish, in one sitting without dying as fast as you can. And we did 2 hours and 48 minutes. I can obviously get a lot better than that, but
what's
that
the record?
Is the record as far as I know.
Is that?
That's the record,
oh,
yeah.
Congrats, dude.
I know plenty of ways I can speed it up. Plus, I just wasn't taking the early one serious because it was pretty boring. But, you know, now that we have a time to aim for, like, I have something to compete with. But,
yeah.
There was one of the runs that the Warden spawned, and I was 600 health, and I know how to, you know, it's not hard to make him, you know, slap you and back up and hit him, you know, get basically kill him without getting hit once. But one of the times I wanted to melee him to kill him, and I was like 600, and he hit me for like 250 or something. No biggie, I killed him. But I was thinking of the off chance, because you told me that story a little bit ago. I literally was like, what if he just crit me right now and this was all over? And I'm on like Old Kept their mount right now. And I thought about it after. I had plenty of healing too. It was just me being like, yeah, I know I know how much damage he does, and I know that if I take one hit. But I was like, man, if he crit me, he could have sent me back to the Shadow Realm.
Oh god, like yeah, dude. And can you imagine too? Like at that point, you're using your Hydrosphere, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be like, I need a break.
Hydrosphere too. I had both charges, so it was just like I was at the end. I knew if he hit me for 250, I'd be good. And I don't know why I risked it, but I was like, yeah, if he crit me, he probably would have sent me back to the Shadow Realm.
It's like, because that's exactly what I was like. Oh, I'll be fine. Like I had potions. I was like, I'll be fine. I didn't know he could do that damage.
Yeah.
Anatolia, nice stream and weekends again. See you later, buddy. Thanks you so much for popping back in. DJ is still waiting for a rematch with the Warden. DJ, I'll just like screen grab it and just send it to you on Discord, and you can watch like a personal one where I'll go fight him. But Daz wants me to ask King why you chose scavenging as wood as main skills first.
Yeah, I've touched on it, but my main goals and just focuses, as well as, you know, hopes for the future. I'm sure everybody in here has something that they hope comes to the game. And as I've, you know, iterated it quite often, I'm really looking forward to housing, which is something that is confirmed for the game, for the future of the game. So for me, focusing on wood cutting, that is focusing on gathering wooden materials that I don't have to pay for. And I want to, for me, I also like, you know, leaderboards and competing with other people. So coming into this game late, being able to, you know, aim for high rank leaderboards, essentially 120 to lock your position in there, you're going to have to grind a lot. So I'm not going to be able to do both, you know, mining and fishing, which is the more popular option. You know, I'm basically planning that in the future, not only we have housing, but that wood cutting, in my opinion, will be brought up to par with, you know, mining and fishing. You have the Warden, you have sunken treasure troves, you have, you know, a rim, the map that is dropping, you know, arguably the most transcendence, which is, you know, RNG.
Beautiful rim.
But, you know, it's just, it shows how often that map is getting done. So I would love the, you know, bridge to be gapped. Obviously, yes, there is. The one argument you could make is probably sorry, what are they called right now? The fungus. Dragon's teeth. Yeah. Dragon's teeth. There's only 209 of them left, though. There's no use for them. They're probably not going to be, you know, added back to the pool. It might just be, you know, changed into a relic or something when an alchemy expansion happens. But that's about the only thing you have to look forward to, you know, other than 100 gold logs and planks versus, you know, what you're making with fishing.
Algorand in the house. Good afternoon, buddy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so that makes like total sense. I'm just hoping that, you know, when we get to there, I'll have my mining up to a respectable level, and you can provide me the wood. I'll give you stone for our homes.
There you go. Exactly.
when trading shows up, it's like
fragments,
that's right. You know,
planks. Yeah.
It's just, you know, we'll do a little pooling.
You'll be getting the anchors, you know, for our ships, and I'll be building your house.
There you go. Like, we'll be good to go. Like I'll get the cannonballs, and you can get you get
Actually,
the.
we're set on those. I saw, man, I gotta literally look them up. What is it? Is it the red cherry bombs or something like that?
Oh,
They were
level
like
35.
7.
The
No,
cherry
I can't.
bombs.
Yeah, something. I can see it in engineering. I'm sure better. Yeah, cherry balls. I got 54 of those. But the red devils, that's what it is. They got like the little pirate
Oh yeah,
thing on it. Yeah, I got 1,030 of those. I was just like, what are the off chances that like we could shoot cannonballs or
1,030.
something? Yeah, I was like, what are the off chances we could shoot these at other people's ships or something? So I mean, for 7 gold, what does it hurt? For 7 gold,
just like so if you can, KingSlayer is going to rule the 7 seas essentially with unlimited ammo.
21 hours a day looking for everyone to hunt down.
And then you just salvage like random items that they had that are floating in the water afterwards.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get. Oh, Alex, you missed out on the raffles today. Sorry. DJ hitting level 10 in woodcutting. Congratulations. Awesome milestone to actually get through. He's got 5 to 6 more runs till his scavenging gets to level 10, and that is something we've talked about before.
Nice.
Where I feel like that's really, really common, that everyone has a little bit more success with woodcutting than they do with scavenging in those early ones, because I was the same way. I was about, I don't know, 6,000 to 7,000 behind with scavenging as I was with woodcutting by the time I got woodcutting to 10. Daz wants to know, what are some possible skills we would both like to see added to the game? We talked about that earlier. Like woodworking for him. I want enchanting.
Yeah,
I wanna see what could happen with it.
If you ask me a new one, it's something that we haven't talked about today, but jewel crafting.
Jewel crafting.
Yeah,
that one's got to be coming. Yeah.
There's a house with a jewel on the
yep,
on the sign in the front, and I think there's just way too many jewels in this game that are currently having no uses. I've also noticed, I mean, I'm sure no correlation at all, right? But Stone of Infliction Mythical has been dropping quite a bit lately. I don't know if there's anything about that, but it's the top gemstone to my knowledge, and I've just been seeing it appear quite often. It could just be RNG, it could just be drops, but at the same time, I'm preparing evergreen onyxes and stuff like this. Found primarily in the wetlands of Evanbrook. Evergreen onyx is a fascinating gemstone. Talks about them. There's a bunch of them. People brought up the astral quartz and stuff like that. It's a gemstone. It's also used, as it says, every sorcerer has this, so that could be magic. It talks about enchanting in there as well. There's just so many things. But I definitely think jewels are something to keep an eye on. The items that I've talked about that I like investing in is wooden product. I mean, it basically covers everything, but that's why you can see an encompassing game being built is jewel crafting, enchanting, an expansion to alchemy, expansion to cooking, and woodworking.
Yeah. I just got. Are you any good? Brute force potion.
Those aren't working right now, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Well, somehow they're still commanding 129. Yeah.
I think that's cheap. But if you look at the ingredients, it's mostly because of the second ingredient. But like, I have 2 coneflowers in my inventory right now. These are 26 gold. I have 690 of them, and it is a rare material used in creating those brute force potions that make you do 25% more damage for 60 seconds. Now, to my knowledge, like I said, it's not working. I had Tharbors, I had melee armor, I had Mark of the True. We were hitting 3,000, like 300, something like that, with a crit, and 26 something like without it. But I drank the potion; it didn't change the hits at all, one bit. Even after it ran out, still didn't change. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're just literally not working. But if that's the case, then I think they're going to go up a lot. I've actually been buying coneflowers as well as I can actually harvest them now. So we have almost 700, but I think 26 gold is way too cheap for a potion that would be almost 100% required in bossing.
Yeah. I mean, the mechanics in the economy are going to change so drastically when the co-op dungeons come out. But I'm so ready for it. I'm so pumped for it. We have a couple questions here. No, we already raffled 2 pendants off today. I'm sorry you missed it, but don't worry. There will be more in the future that we will be giving away. Jimmy asks, change in the difference in skills with bounties. What exactly do you mean by that? Like the inclusion of the skills that are with the bounties? Where you get... I don't really know where to go with that one. I'm sorry. Alex asks, are there guilds in the game? Not currently. But, you never know what is going to go on there. Oh, Algo got himself a Winds of Ash. Joining the crew.
I saw that.
Me, you, and Algo rocking Winds of Ash.
Desolation, baby.
There we go. We got the crew. We just need to get we'll get our tank. We'll get Mang to show up in tank, and then we'll just be the DPS in the background, and we'll drop eggs on him with our incubators, and we'll kill it.
You'll have people run up, drop a Moonlit Valor,
Oh yeah,
under him.
Absolutely. Well, it's like the circle that heals and
health and mana.
Yeah, both of them per second. What it gives 150 health,
100 second. Yeah, something like that. One of the two.
Yeah.
One's 150, one's 100. I don't know which one's which. Probably the mana. Probably the mana is the higher number.
Yeah, I would imagine actually, because plus I would rather want that one too, because I burn through mine.
I'm getting all the wood, so I have loops in here saying I'm trying to be the lows of Lost Relics, and then Anna said Lost Relics Depot.
Come on down to KingSlayer Depot. I got all the wood, pine, anything you need. Do you need new floors in your home? Do you need a new scaffolding in your home? Come on down.
Wow, I know who's doing my commercial now.
It's like, yeah, man. KingSlayer Depot. We'll make the logo up and everything. It'll be great.
Let's go. What's happening?
Riddler says, think he means even out leveling between the skills with bounties. Only problem is that the bounties are random. So it's like if you do a bunch of bounties that are all for, one of them, you're going to keep getting farther and farther ahead of one talent that's, paired. So I see what you're talking about. I guess that's kind of on the RNG of the randomness of the rewards for the bounties, and then you kind of just got to switch hit them, right? Like, if you want them to stay even, if I do a mining bounty, then I just have to make sure that I'm going to do a fishing bounty after. But
yeah, you'll probably stop caring about that real quick.
Yeah. DJ says, KingSlayer will be building houses before others even start getting their materials. He will. He's going to have a whole, it'll be like the KingSlayer's like suburb project. It'll be like a whole thing over there. You can get condos by KingSlayer.
There you go.
Yeah, Darda says that voice plus used car salesman commercial graphics would be a perfect ad. Come on down.
It really would be.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. We just need to, just have to have some, condo agreement. I get like a free hardwood floor or something for my house.
Yeah, those are royalty with every sale,
Perfect. God, that's such a cool. Oh my gosh, he's got the Pride of the Black Ingress, and he's got Zilborn, Venom of the Fallen. Woo! That is some
Did you ever stream prior to Lost Relics?
Power.
Or this game sparked the start of the stream life? Yeah, no. I had never streamed before. I probably streamed RuneScape like once, and it was just like for fun, and I never did it again. But no, starting this game, I talked about it that I wanted to, and Anna just pushed me into it.
Well, thank God she did.
Yeah, she was like, you got the personality for it, and she likes watching me play, so.
Yeah, no, I think you're an awesome addition, and you do such a great job with it.
Thank you.
All right.
Could you imagine it was just the opposite? You're saying you're like, Nah, you really suck.
You're trash, bro.
Really
okay,
suck.
like you're total trash, and I'm kind of annoyed that you do stream, but you know.
I don't think I would know what to say. I'd be like,
It'd
oh
be
my
like,
gosh,
just be like, oh
guys,
God.
I forgot my dog has to go out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I gotta end.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on there.
The internet.
Yeah. Deadlift Diva, I got into the game because of watching KingSlayer play. Started playing a month after him. Learned from the best. Yes, you did. I'm still learning from the best. Like,
Yeah, she saw me wanted to play, and she wanted to make an account so bad.
I was like, yeah, I was laughing, waiting for my wife to hop on board with that one, considering she won one of the raffles over the weekend.
Yeah. But wasn't it for a pendant for access?
Yeah, it was for an activation pendant. It was the first one on Saturday, and I was just like, I don't know if are we allowed to do that? Well, and I was like, I don't see why not. Like, I guess like she's just a player. I know she wanted to get access, like, so yeah.
The skull decoration needs to stay forever. You know, I was gonna keep it up just because it looked like the Slayer token.
I like that one in the background. I also like the good vibes, man.
Yeah, me too.
It's like totally.
More importantly, we've both talked about like having a vinyl actually put up on the wall of like our KingSlayer logo and like stream name.
Dez says his wife is waiting for a blockchain game similar to Animal Crossing. That's what I've been told Nifty Village is similar to. But I haven't gotten my chance to play it. But yeah, you know,
as long as I can take a spade out and dig every single spot on the entire map until I find something like Zelda, then we're cool.
Bum. I will ship that out to the coders and the development department and be like, just make sure, because this is crucial. We need
literally. My most favorite memories of playing Zelda were trying to dig every single part of the map, like every single tile.
All of Hyrule.
Look for gems. Yeah, just look for gems. Like that was my and Animal Crossing was the same thing on GameCube. Just trying to dig and find stuff everywhere.
That was like literally I did the exact same thing. Like I don't know which one you played, Stern. The one that I did was Link to the Past. Was my like big one that I played a ton of. That was like right before it went 3D. Back when it was like still, you know, 2D because I'm old. But like that one was always my jam, and I did the literal exact same thing where it was just covered the entire place with the little hexagram.
I only played one Animal Crossing game, and it was on the GameCube. My friend owned a GameCube. I actually never did. And it was really nice because I played PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then I had an Xbox original. And he had the GameCube, so we would always play like different stuff when we'd go to each other's house. It was perfect.
Oh yeah.
But the Animal Crossing on there, the digging of the ground, obviously finding random items, that was cool. But the other thing was the houses. You know, you would you'd be working for a store owner, and then as the success of the store increases in the game, like eventually you'd be able to buy like a bigger house, essentially upgrade it to like, you know, more square feet, or like maybe an upstairs, maybe even a basement. And I think like RuneScape aside, that is the one other game that like really influences like what I feel like a house could be in this game. Because it was so customizable. You catch a fish, you could put that fish in your house. Like you got, you know, something like you could put that in your house. And I feel like blockchains could really be similar. So it just goes back to that customization itch that we're all wanting to, you know, itch so bad.
Like do the flex in our homes. Like, come on down, come into the foyer over here. You know, it's like this is my wet room. I got a wet bar over here. You know, like we got a bartender. Exactly. Just like the tavern, there's nothing in there that you can actually buy from them quite yet. But don't worry,
mine's better. I have you know, I have these 2 epic blockchain grains unlocked, and I actually can exclusively make these. You know.
So yeah, perfect. Like we're good. Oh,
go
more
to your friend's
peaches.
house, buy a beer, but it's like actually a useful like brew.
We'll have to get we'll get crypto brewmasters to integrate where we can earn beer tokens that we can actually give to real breweries like you can in crypto brewmasters and get real beer. DJ says
go ahead.
No, you go for it.
I was gonna say he said that he was catching butterflies in Animal Crossing.
Oh, there we go. He's just living his best life over there.
And just put it in your house.
Put it in a jar. Put it on the Done and done. Yeah, I never played Animal Crossing actually. I'd be interested with that one. DJ says, yeah, Spizzo scammo moment on the Halloween stream when my wife won.
Oh no. Well, didn't like Anna win after? Like your wife had won, and then Anna won
actually,
one after.
let me check that one. I
And
feel like I do remember they were close, if I remember. I've got to follow up. But yeah, no, I was cracking up at that particularly. It was just like, because I didn't even know she was watching, let alone entering into it. Just like, case
you have to play now. There's no getting back out of it. You entered. You
entered.
Did this to yourself.
Don't waste that raffle win. Get in the community and start playing to earn. And find us an Pride of the Black Ingress, and then I'll transfer it from wallet to wallet. Of course, Diva in his chat was, I won membership on that day. Yeah. It was only for non-members. Now I actually need membership and can't win. Like, yep.
Yeah, I actually texted her while we were going. As soon as you said you were raffling it off, I said, all right, go ahead and enter.
It's like, do it. You can do it remote. And then Riddler over here with the forge in his backyard. That's right. He's over here just hammering out blacksmithing. Oh, man, I can't wait, though. I'm, like, super pumped for any and all of the additions, or any or all that seems to go on in this game, because I just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, housing is going to be very occupying for a while.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's going to open up a whole new player base, too, that are just, like, pumped about their house.
Yeah.
But I do have to get the doggies out for their walk before hitting back, getting some dinner in me. So we are going to call it for now. I'm sure we're getting closer to the reveal of KingSlayer's. See if we can get that egg. So I will be posting KingSlayer's link right now. I can't send a raid, but we can band together and essentially do a raid by everyone clicking on the link and sending it over there. Before you leave, if you haven't already, please hit the like button on our stream. Please sub on the stream. That'll allow us to do some more, get more funding, do more giveaways, give back to the communities, and showcase more great blockchain projects. Make sure to get on over to MarketSquare.io, our main ship, or our main page, the mothership, as always I call it. You'll be able to find a link on for Discord over there, where we have raffles every single Friday. You'll be able to find information on Nifty Village, where we also do raffles during the week. You'll also be able to read any articles. I have an article coming out that I enjoyed writing this week, or it will come out next week. The one that I'm submitting about Lost Relics hasn't gone through the pipe yet. The other one has. That one's about digital markets and what is it called? Digital markets, or digital economies, black markets, assassinations, and revenge. It's about a very, very interesting story I found while learning about previous and older digital economies that were completely created and maintained by players that we now see as the forefront for all of the games. They're literally built into them now. So it's pretty cool learning about them. It was a pretty cool read. I was also going to say KingSlayer. I came across and I was going to do RuneScape as one of the ones that was in there. And then I came across this story, and it kind of turned from that to the story. But RuneScape is on the radar over there.
I can point you in the right direction of certain even players that make documentary style RuneScape videos that dive into the black market.
100%
like downsides of RuneScape and what that spawned. Because I mean, with a dual system and staking and stuff like that, it can turn into gambling addictions and plenty of other things. And I've seen real assassination threats over gold in a video game. You know what I mean? There's stories of RuneScape. I mean, keep in mind, I've been in that realm for my entire life. So there's stories back from when I was growing up of kids still in middle school and high school that were jokingly saying things like that they were going to blow up their school or something like that, and they actually got jail time. Like,
oh yeah,
RuneScape turned them into the FBI, and
they don't play.
That guy got out of jail and made a YouTube channel and kept playing RuneScape. And yeah, so he talks about his experiences there. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. So there's definitely a lot of info, and I'm sure every game has their crazy stories if you've been around long enough. But yeah, there's some like interesting stories for sure.
We'll have to, you'll definitely have to tell me that, because I'm always looking for some new cool things from the past
I got you.
that integrate into the future, or like and any play at all. Thank you so much, everybody. I posted that link right there. It is twitch.tv/KingSlayerLR. You can click it, head on over there. Let's do a fake little raid over there, because I can't do an official one. Please go continue to watch him. I'll be tuning into the chat as well as back into the game after I take the dogs out and eat dinner. And I will contact all the new winners from today, submit their information, as well as get an update on what is going on from our previous winners. And hopefully we will have a speedy delivery of everyone by the end of this week here. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to have a chance to at least get some hours in on Sunday if you're a new player. So I'll see what I can do, and I will contact you guys. As always, thank you so much, KingSlayer, for being a part of another MarketSquare team stream. We are going to be teaming up quite often in the future, I hope, and continue to do so. But remember, click that link, get on over there, subscribe. Any of KingSlayer's information that you need for any of his newer channels that he just started to open up, we'll happily provide if you just ask me, or look in the description. You'll find his Twitter and his YouTube. The Discord you can find from his chat anytime. Click the link, go on over. Thank you so much, everybody. And as always,